versus Conquest. So if they both actually squeak out wins in their first matches here, if CLG wins this one and Conquest wins theirs, then they're both in. And the last matchup only dictates seeding as far as going into the LAN is concerned. But we're going to go ahead and get this one live into the ninth round right now. WinterFox trying to get a coveted spot on that CT half to start things off, but it's not looking good. Tagged up and taken down as Flowsick. Hayes going to finish that one off, and you can see CLG opting to start there on the CT side. And real quick for you guys, apologies, you can see Prius actually in chat. Apologies on the mic volumes. We're working on that right now. Blue is actually casting out of Prius's house right now. So it's a little bit dicey. He's casting off of a laptop with like a $15 microphone. So we're going to do the best that we possibly can. He just didn't want me to be lonely tonight.
You gotta give me some credit. You gotta give me some credit. I'm $35.
$35 microphone.
Yeah.
So bear with for the time being. Priest is going to play with the levels a little bit, but we're just going to go ahead and get this one rocking and rolling. The more we talk, the more he's going to be able to EQ things. So we're going to get this one live and rocking, boys and girls. And you can already see WinterFox favoring towards that B bomb site with the lurk towards the long A corridor. And this is kind of a pretty standard strategy that we actually see employed a lot on Cobblestone for the pistol rounds here. A little bit of aggression towards the drop area. There's really nobody watching that. It's going to be finesse. It's going to spot some toes. He's got dualies, a lot of bullets to be able to dish out some pain, but he's going to come under siege here. 3 players coming around the side, and Anger is actually going to find that opening frag. So Hayes dancers back. Lex is down, but getting flanked out. Hayes doing a great job. Spins around, takes down Desi. He's trying to get another one onto XP3, but he can't make it happen. And we're going to see it come down to a 3v2. Should be a post plant here very, very soon. XP3 underneath the drop, or pardon me, the heaven area is going to get spotted out here, but he hits a nice shot onto JDM, and it's all down to Tarek in a 1 versus 3.
Tarek again looking for the way back in, but unfortunately he's going to get shut down by XP3, and now on the T side over here of Cobble, that's going to hand over the first round to WinterFox.
Yeah, and that's actually a big beginning here for WinterFox because, like we said, CLG, they need to win this one because if they lose this and lose the Conquest, there's still that possibility that they don't make it to the Pro League LAN. So they definitely need to get started off on the right foot if they want to be able to execute later on down the road and make it to that coveted LAN spot.
Just working on the mic problem, so give me a second.
I dropped my volume a little bit, so hopefully things are a little better in as far as Mumble is concerned. I'm sure Chad will let me know here. Push towards the B-bomb site, though. Flowsick's going to be able to find Finesse, takes him down without any kind of a retort here, as the B-bomb site was left relatively open there. Only 1 player in the defense of that area, so we're going to see a stack in the A-bomb site here for CLG. They did buy up some pistol armor, and it's going to be JDM the next to fall. He goes down. He was the only player that didn't have armor out of the last 4 remaining, and now you see him pushing in towards the terrorist spawn, maybe setting up to go for a couple of exit kills here, but nothing major out of CLG. And WinterFox actually executing this anti-eco with no casualties, so this is a good start for them.
Hey, am I any better now?
You're so much quieter. It's so nice. It's not like choppy and tin can sounding.
Yeah, I think the problem was I had the Windows volume way up like super high, so apologies for that. But I think I
Ladies
should
and
be
gentlemen,
somewhat
Blue
better now.
is back.
So hopefully it's more bearable now. But anyway, of course, WinterFox is going to be cleaning up this second round, no problem whatsoever. CLG do survive with a couple more members, so this third round is going to be hopefully a little bit more impactful just in terms of trying to drop the members of WinterFox, but for the most part, again, they take it 2-0 and they don't lose. I don't think they only lose like 1 player in the post round there.
Yeah, nice damage control from WinterFox, and like you said, they only have 1 rebuy, and that's going to be Desi actually picking up an AK, so he's going to actually mount a little bit heavy of an arsenal going into this round along with Lex on the Galil. The rest are going to stick to the SMGs, but it's going to be a relatively, should be a relatively easy round here for them, as there's only 2 armored players with upgraded pistols to contend with here on the CT side. A little bit of nade damage there, team damage on the Flowsick, not a big deal, down to 89 HP, but you can see they're trying to find those shots. He actually gets dinked through the box down to 65, so a little bit of damage being put out here from CLG's side, so it's not a bad start for the round for them.
And again, now they creep their way back over here towards Long 8. You've got Hayes and Tarek waiting in the wings over here. Tarek hasn't technically been spotted just as of yet, and still keeping his cool back over here. He's going to be able to pick up at least 1 frag on the Lex. However, quickly traded out by Desi, and then Anger finding another one as well. And now Anger, along with the rest of WinterFox, is trying to slowly push their way onto this A site. They've got a pretty good amount of control. JDM also going to end up getting shut down here by Desi. And now you've got Flowsick just cleaning up the kills left and right. He picks up the final 2, and it'll be WinterFox 3-0 to start things off as we head into the first gun round.
Yeah, and one big thing to note is only 4 frags on the board for CLG throughout those anti-eco rounds, as well as the pistol round, which came down to a 3 versus 1. So they did get 2 of those kills in the pistol round, only 2 kills as far as the rest of the rounds are concerned. And you can see it's going to be a kind of a tight buy here for the CT side. Finesse is actually going for the Mag 7, so he's trying to put that money in the bank, but he's down to $250, so that's fully invested with a Mag 7, so that's kind of tough.
You can see, too, again, that the members of WinterFox going for a pretty quick take, to be completely honest. Most of their guys just working out over here onto the B site. We can see Tarek is going to get nice up and close towards the broken wall, but you've got JDM holding the floor for the time being. He picks up a nice opening option over here. He's going to shut down Desi. More trying to jump down, but Tarek is ready for it. He picks up the kill on Alex. Another one coming up to the broken wall. They still haven't really spotted Tarek, so he's going to find another kill, but goes way too far into the open. XP3 is going to be able to find him. Hayes finds the trade, and now it's just down to XP3, so it looks like CLG, they've held the fort, and now all they've got to do is eliminate XP3, and they should be good to pick up this first gun round.
Yeah, the big factor is Cutler on this flank should be able to catch XP3 out. He jumps back up, and Cutler is going to be able to shut him down. So Counter Logic Gaming is on the board now. It comes in the fourth, and they do manage to salvage the AWP as well. So they're going to start trying to ramp up that money on their side, but they got to be careful because it's going to be another full gun round. Those SMGs did so much for the economy here for the WinterFox side that they should be able to drop over an AK for Lex. Actually, it looks like he's just going to go for Desert Eagle, so a little bit forced up here on the terrorist side. 4 AKs and a Deagle, and they still have the Mag 7 in Finesse's hands, but we saw how dangerous this can be playing from the drop zone.
Now as we can work our way back out here, we can see the members of WinterFox again. They're actually going to slow it down by quite a bit this time. At the very least, it's still the same general strategy that they're working towards, but the setup forward is working a lot slower. And again, CLG kind of getting used to this now. You've got Finesse waiting for things black over here inside of drop. He's got the Mag 7 waiting outside. JDM picks up the first kill. We're ready to see that jump come out from Anger, but Finesse is going to handle that brilliantly. In the meantime, XP3 picking up 1 and 2 kills, taking down both JDM and Tarek, looking for more as the members of CLG try to hold the fort for the time being, but they are having this rotation coming back over too. That's going to be Cutler slowly flanking in through the castle, and it's mainly just Desi and XP3 looking to try to work a miracle here.
It's got to be Desi that does the damage here. XP3 is getting flanked out by Cutler again. He's just posted up here waiting for any kind of a fallback from the terrorist side, but Desi being down drop, they don't really have the option to go anywhere as outside of just into that B-bomb site. Desi's going to be able to find one. He's not ready for Finesse to be right there around the corner, so Finesse is going to get that trade, and it's all down to XP3 again. 1 versus 2 this time. Flashbang around the corner. That actually catches him. And both of the CTs coming around the same side, one from Broken Wall, one from the backside of the rectangle. And now it's going to be the peek out. Finesse, oh, did he spot the gun barrel? It doesn't look like it. Now Cutler's going to be peeking out from Platt, and he's going to find the frag. It's going to be 2 in a row for CLG. That should force the save from WinterFox as they didn't get the bomb plant in either of those last 2 rounds. So we're going to see them possibly draw even here with WinterFox into the 6th.
And now again for WinterFox, unfortunately, they're not going to be having too much coming into this round. It's going to get reduced down to mainly just Tech 9 and smaller upgrades like P250s, as we can already see. Lex, XP3, and Flowstick going for those. Anger, Destiny able to pick up Tech 9s, but basically no utility coming up behind this. For the entire team, you have 2 smokes, 1 HE grenade, and a single flash. So it's going to be very, very light from these guys, and you can probably expect them to shut this down on the CT side very easily and tie it up at 3 points.
Kind of something that we expect to see, and it's going to be Finesse to open up. Mag 7 shot to the face, Anger down. That's a nice start there from CLG. And again, Finesse, he's just going to be that bankroll here for the CLG side, just using that Mag 7 to great avail so far. He's 3 and 4. They have all got 3 kills actually on the CLG side, but Cutler's going to be able to chime in on the Flowstick, and we're going to see that push coming in towards that A-bomb site. Bomb working its way through the long halls. And there's a nice dink, actually. Takes Cutler down, but he recovers beautifully. Hayes is there to clean up Lex and Desi, and that is going to be that 3-3 scoreline. But the most important part about that is all 5 members of CLG remain alive, so they're going to continue to stack the chips.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw Cutler, too. He was kind of in a little bit of self-debate there towards the end of that round as to whether he should re-peek outside of the main doors or not on the A site, but again, makes the smart decision, falls back, and now we've got a good amount of money starting to get built up on some of these members of CLG. Not necessarily in a safe position just as of yet. They can definitely force up here if WinterFox is to take this next gun round, but again, it's going to be up to them to see what happens here, and WinterFox, again, switching up the game just a little bit here, but this is going to be a fairly predictable strat with how aggressively CLG is playing themselves out on the A site. Cutler can already hear some of the stuff that's going on in mid-connector.
That was a great nade around the corner, banked off the wall, actually hits Cutler for 42, so that's a nice little bit of damage found early in this round from the WinterFox side. They just need to be able to capitalize on this. He doesn't have head armor. It doesn't really matter against the AKs and the AWP, so we'll see how they decide to execute. They've got 2 down here in the bottom side of mid. That is going to get smoked off. They're going to pop flash on through, and that's Flowstick. He actually got Cutler completely blinded, but Hayes bails him out. Beautiful job from Hayes. Little bait and switch down at the bottom side of mid, and now Cutler's going to go for the return flashbang. Spots Anger, waiting for that repeak, and Anger is just going to get blindsided. JDM onto Lex, and the bomb is dropped here in middle. Desi is going to be able to find that frag, drops the op out of the hands of JDM again, trying to make it expensive at least, but Hazed is going to be there. XP3 answers back. Finesse down and out, and it's now a 3-on-1. Again, XP3 are last man standing.
Again, he's just going to look to do some damage at this point. The odds of him clutching this are very, very low, but he's holding a good position here, and he realizes that they're slowly going to try to close the jaws on him in a second. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually catch it when it happens, so Tarek is going to shut it down. And again, the big problem this time is that CLG are just able to counter-strap what's going on. They predict what WinterFox is going to do beautifully due to that aggressive position from the player sitting just outside of mid-connector. And because WinterFox is so loud, they just, they're not ship-walking on the way through mid-connector. They can already hear the play is going to come from that direction, and they can get those rotations off super early. So CLG is able to hold that off beautifully.
Yeah, they already had 3 in that A bomb site by the time they were even thinking about executing out through mid. And again, we see Finesse picking up the Mag 7, playing that drop area. He's got plenty of money to pick up a rifle, but he's just favoring the shotgun for the close-range battle, and XP3 comes down and just destroys him. Looking for another one, not going to find it. Tarek is going to be able to trade that, so 1-for-1 to start the round off. Anger over there at the top side of drop is going to get tanked down to 15 or 18 HP, pardon me. But it's going to be just an onslaught. Desi finds one. Lex as well. JDM backside of Fountain. He's getting spammed down as well. Goes for the pistol whip, but he can't make it happen. And it's going to be down to a 1v1. This is crazy.
Yeah, they're just running into Cutler at this point. He just picks up one. Over peaks a little bit, though, so brought down to 79 HP, but he's able to bring it back. Manages out Lex, of course, re-scavenging out that op for JDM to use going into the next round. And that'll just be another one being chucked up onto the board for CLG. WinterFox, they make some good progress there, killing 4 to 5 players, but unfortunately, without getting the bomb plant down, you can't really call it a good round overall.
Finesse upping the ante, going from the Mag 7 to the auto shotgun, so maybe he's just thinking, all right, I can't shoot the Mag 7 fast enough to get those kills. Let's go with the noob tube. The old leaf blower action, see what he can do.
This is actually a very common move, too, that CLG like to do when they're in a matchup that they feel confident in. They always put some player, at least on this map, Cobblestone, it's normally Cutler, but this time it seems to be Finesse. They always seem to give somebody the shotgun to play either over towards drop or outside of mid-connector, depending on where the strat goes. So you can tell CLG are feeling good, at least about this half right now, based on the way they're playing it. And look at Finesse, gonna get right up in the face and spots one, gets some good damage onto the other one, and takes it down. Anger finds a response, but now Tarek here is ripping apart. He finds 2 kills on Anger, and Desi XP3 is gonna respond to this, but again, all the aggressive efforts here from WinterFox has amounted to nothing, and it's just down to XP3 once again.
Finds some good damage onto JDM, so again, he's just trying to make that damage happen. He's going to get himself out of dodge for a little while longer. Tarek is down to 27, so it is manageable here. Only 19 HP for XP3, so a rogue bullet would take him down, but if he bides his time and plays this well, isolates the 1v1s, but the way that CLG is actually set up right now, they're not going to let that happen. XP3 working behind the smoke by Broken Wall Hallway. There's not really a whole lot that he can do from this position. He's just going to try to creep on up, see if anybody's playing aggressive there on the back plat, but nothing doing. And that bomb is just so far out of reach right now.
He's boxed in with only 19 HP. There's really not going to be a whole lot that XP3 can try to do to work this out. He's basically just going to have to try to make a gamble for it here, working his way out. 25 seconds left. If he's going to save, he needs to run away now, because unfortunately, if he tries to run away at this point, now he risks getting cut down after the timer ends, and we all know how that's going to pan out for him. So very slowly, just trying to sneak his way out into the site, but again, still not able to spot anything. It doesn't look like, I think Hayes just got him on the jiggle peak there, so I think they know where he's now. And as he dropped him, nope, he takes down Tarek now, looking for the second one on the Hayes, but there's only 5 seconds left. He's got to chase for the kill, looking to see if he can take him down, but 2 seconds left, 1 second left, wrapping around, and he's going to go down. Thankfully, it happens before the round concludes, I believe, so he's still going to get the money for dying, but unfortunately another round that does not go by the way of WinterFox, where it almost could have.
Smart play from Hayes, just using that pillar to his advantage, not overextending himself in that 1v1, not going to give it up. You can see actually Cutler's got the high bank on the CT side. He was over 12,000 before the buy down, so money is tight on CLG for 3 players, but 2 of them should be able to drop rifles if they do manage to drop this round. The money bonus stacking up now for WinterFox. They've lost 6 in a row. And this time it's actually going to be, who is that down on the bottom side of mid? I believe that's Cutler again, just getting aggressive here, holding this tight angle. And, ooh, an early dink. Lex already dropped down to 14 HP. There's the peek from Cutler. Sprays down one. Gets the damage out onto Anger. So both Anger and Lex bleeding internally at this point. Trying to make something happen. A play on the A bomb site is what they're going for. And it's going to be Hayes to try to shut this one down. He's fully flashed, trying to get behind APC, but he's getting flanked out in sight. He goes down. Lex is going to find that frag. Tarek jumping out from heaven is going to find one as well, but Desi trades it. And we're down to a 2v3. So this is looking relatively promising for WinterFox.
And Finesse, again, trying to sneak his way back in along with his other teammate here, JDM, but they don't really have a good angle to work their way back into the site. JDM has been mollied off from balcony, and then Finesse sitting down below here as well. We can see he's stuck outside the door still, and he's only got that shotgun, so it's going to be a save call made from CLG. A very good one, we must admit here. And finally, WinterFox with a very swift take here onto the A site. He's going to have a round to call their own.
Yeah, and this is a good save call. I mean, auto shotgun, not exactly ideal for retakes on that A-bomb site. FNS still playing close on that A-bomb site just in case anybody tries to rotate off, but they're already well on their way back towards terrorist spawn, and he's just going to try to run through, see if he can't pick up a rifle here in the bottom side of mid, but he's not going to really find anything, I don't believe. Actually does get it in force, so that's good. Able to save a little bit of bank for his teammate, drops it over to Hayes, who's probably going to drop that to somebody else and then buy once again, and he goes right back onto the Mag 7, so definitely favoring the shotgun here on the CT side. Obviously, he's had it every single gun round so far, but Winter Fox, they're down, but they're not out. 2 rounds the difference. They're able to pick up another gun round, so that is definitely promising. That's their first gun round victory so far this half.
Now they're going to have to carry it out here too, because consistency is going to be the big issue here with Winter Fox and picking up multiple rounds together. We saw it at the LAN. That was a problem for them where, yes, they could squeak through with a couple rounds on both their CT and their T side, but almost immediately after this we saw their opponents responding right back at them, and they were able to catch revenge and then just re-break the economy. Even for the T side, picking up one round then immediately losing it is not going to be very forgiving at all. So this round they absolutely have to pick up, otherwise CLG is going to get their lead that they've had going for them before. They're going to get it back, and they're going to be able to grow it in a very big way, because this was a 6-round streak from CLG just to bring it up to 6-3. And if we can see another one scored here now by CLG, this is probably going to allow probably around 8 points, maybe even 9 too, depending on how Winter Fox play off their economy. This is going to allow CLG's scoreline to grow up in a very big way. But now the take is starting, so let's take a look.
And Desi actually going to draw first blood. That's the Mag 7 down. Desi spins around and finds a second one. Hazed. It looks like they're actually going to go for this pinch onto the A-bomb site. Sitting down in front of the spammable wall is going to be Cutler. He goes down to Anger, so this is a beautiful round from Winter Fox. If they're able to neutralize this with minimal damage, a.k.a. 5 alive, they're going to have that money in the bank for future rounds, and it's already a save call. They're going to go on the hunt.
Yep, and we've already got CLG trying to go for the save here too. JDM now falling back. XP3 should be able to hear this, so I believe they know they're retreating back over towards the garden area.
Ooh,
so it's going to get
Flowsick.
called and look at Flowsick. Yep, sitting right down there below.
He saw
Didn't
JDM
spot-
too. Yeah, he did.
Spot JDM, so as he creeps up, gonna try to catch that kill, catches one. Tarek will be able to respond to it, but now it's up to Tarek. He's trapped here too. Catching the first one, able to take down Desi, but I don't believe he realizes, oh, he gets the second kill on Anger as well. Is able to take him down, and now it's a 1 versus 2. Has to try and hide out in this storm to save that op. Peeks out, looks for another kill, but finally XP3 is going to be able to respond to that and shut him down, so no saves at all for CLG coming into this next round.
Yeah, and that's big. That's going to break the bank for CLG. This should be Winter Fox's opportune time to get back into this matchup, tie it back up to 6-6, because it is going to be a save. You see Mag 7 in the hands of Cutler. He did have a handful of cheddar to roll forward into this round, so he's going to be trying to put some extra bankroll into his pockets to move forward into the next gun round. But again, that last couple of rounds, Winter Fox very, very disciplined, except for on that hunt at the end. So losing 3 members late in that round, not ideal.
And now we're going to see Winter Fox shifting over here towards the B site once again. Now we saw, of course, the last round on the actual fake take. It went a lot better this time, but unfortunately now it's looking like at least that they're actually going to take the bomb into it. But this is where they've had problems in the past. Thankfully for CLG, they've managed to break the bank on this side, so it should be a lot easier to accomplish. But this has been a problem area for Winter Fox when they've attempted to do this on these gun rounds before. So we're going to see if it pays off again. But at least starting off this round, Cutler's a dead man because Flowsick completely outflanks him there. As Cutler unfortunately checks those suicide steps at the wrong time. And that's going to leave Flowsick open to just creep right up and find a free kill on him early. They've actually gotten full control of the A6. The plan here, too, is going to completely change up as they shift over to this side. They've already got control of it, so no reason to take a risk on going into the B side and losing players. They're just going to roll in here and take full control, and CLG's already making the save call at this point.
Yeah, and just Flowsick probing those A-halls, doing it well. He finds out that they're not stacking in the A-bomb site, able to clear that one out. Now the op from XP3 should be able to take down a couple more players here. Doesn't realize that Tarek has actually snuck by, so he might be able to get a free kill here. Let's see what happens. Coming around the corner, Tarek is going to get spotted. He does dink him, but he does go down in the long run. And they are on the hunt again. Finesse should be able to find XP3, maybe take him down. Pistol work comes out. Oh, nice shot from XP3, so never mind. 6-6. Winter Fox going to tie things back up, making it interesting.
That's very well manned by XP3 too. He knows he's low, so he tries to hug the wall, and again, just tries to get the superior headshot angle against Fess, and he pays it off brilliantly. Takes him down. No one going down from Winter Fox. So we've gone from, absolutely abysmal economy from the side of Winter Fox and a great stack from CLG to almost the complete opposite in just a few rounds here. Granted, Winter Fox is still working to establish that to a really good point, but at least in the case of Lex, he's now sitting at 7.6k, which is quite a bit for the T side. So now these guys have tied it back up in 6 points, and of course, this will be a very important round to decide who's going to hold the lead here. And JDM almost picking up the first kill in Anger very early on, but doesn't get the correct angle to do it. He's going to get hit face first there with a nade, going into the face of JDM. This brings him down to 45 HP, and I think Anger wants the kill too. Peeks up, JDM misses the kill, so there you have it. Anger moving up. He's going to find the initial frag this round, and jumping down to Finesse, not even ready for that peek to come back out, so him, along with Desi, finding another one in the site. They've already basically got control of B.
That was a foolish play from Finesse. I didn't like that. He had a rifle. He had an M4 at the bottom of drop. Anger pushing on up. JDM should have been able to call that he was moving up with great fervor at that point, and he actually drops his M4 to pick up the AWP and dies weapon switching. So, a little bit risky. Don't really agree with that play, but nevertheless, it is going to be another round on the board here for WinterFox, and if they can keep 5 alive again, that's going to be great. Because they actually, if you think about it, the last 2 rounds, by the time they got the bomb plant, they had 5 alive in both of those rounds. And then they ended up throwing away 3 rifles at the end of that end of the round 2 rounds ago in round 11. Last round they had 5 alive. This time they're going to go for the hunt once again, but it's going to be Cutler and Hazed up here in the sniper deck to try to find some frags. There's the first one. Hazed is going to be able to find Flowstick, but now they know that at least there's going to be a player up there in heaven, so they're going to be trying to make their way back around towards that bell tower.
Now with WinterFox again striking back with the lead here, they have a good chance to take away this match against CLG here. CLG really trying to reestablish themselves. Again, for this map, it's been going back and forth in terms of which side this generally tends to swing to, but at least reputationally speaking, WinterFox, we would not expect them to be leading by such a large margin against CLG here, but the players are looking on form today, specifically XP3, who has been somewhat of an on and off player. It seems at least in today's match, he's definitely come on in a very large way, as he's been impacting in a really great way. Even in some of those rounds where we saw them getting destroyed, XP3 was at the very least doing a very good job of trying to keep the economy low from CLG, and is a large part why WinterFox were able to take back control of the match so quickly after CLG got up to 6 points. But again, no surprise, he's going to be leading the charge back over here on the Broken Wall platform as they try to find a way into the B site here at round number 14.
Fascinating setup here from the terrorist side of WinterFox. They've gone for a double op setup. XP3 trying to find his way around that smoke. It's just going to be a CC75 for Finesse to work with, so we'll see what actually happens. Flashbang comes out around the corner. That's going to inspire them to peek at XP3. He's not going to miss that shot. JDM down and out. But they've got to account for Tarek, and they do just that. Desi's going to hit the flick on him, takes him down, and Lex on the Haze outside of the long A hallway. Now they just got Finesse, and they take him down as well. 5 alive to the post plant again.
And now we can see they've got themselves onto the site. They honestly don't even need to get the plant if they can hunt down that last player, which Lex is going to be able to do. Catches Cutler on his way out from the A long hauls. Nothing even needed to do in terms of planning objective. They just hunt down the players one by one, execute them all. Still all 5 players alive, as we were mentioning before. So now everybody on WinterFox, for the most part, with maybe the exception of Flowstick, has just stacks on stacks of cash. And for CLG on this last round, they're scrapping to get basically the bare necessities here. They've got a scout sitting on Tarek, and Finesse again is down over here onto a Mag 7.
Alrighty, so we are going to move forward into another force-up here from CLG's side. 3 FAMASas, a scout, and a Mag 7. Obviously not the ideal artillery to go into this round. So, again, you know, WinterFox, the double-up setup, paid off big time for him last round. Lex able to find 2 picks over at the A site. XP3 able to open up that B-bomb site, and Desi going ham sandwich with that AK-47 again, finding 2 more frags over there as well. So, it's going to be a pretty standard setup. Oh! Oh, baby, that was a beautiful shot. Desi one tap Maruski onto Tarek, takes him down. Anger's going to find JDM, but the Mag 7 from Finesse is going to trade that one out. Now Lex gets caught in mid, aggressive peek from Cutler, so we're down to a 3v3. This is still doable here from the CT side, and Hazed onto Desi.
They're going to work their way back in. Flowstick is trying to come in and help out with XP3, but again, it's XP3 trying to make the big impact. The Molly comes down, but there's a really quick counter flash from Hayes, so that's really well played. Keeps him alive for the time being as he presses forward inside of it. He's brought down to about 74 HP, but still is very recoverable, and now we can see he gets outside. Look at how close he's playing this. There's Cutler cutting down one of them with the op, and then Hayes wrapping into the face of XP3, takes him out of the play. It'll be a full 10-second defuse, but they've got plenty of time to accomplish it. And now again, CLG at the very least manages to come through with at least one more round before we end the half, but it is going to be 8-7 in the favor of WinterFox to come off of it.
Yeah, and that was not a round that WinterFox should have lost there. That shot from Desi was absolutely monstrous, and it's such a shame that they ended up squandering that in the long run. The aggressive peek from Cutler actually paid huge for CLG in mid, and they ended up scraping that round together. So, nice job, nice recovery. 8-7 is the halftime score, and WinterFox is still going to have to mount a really solid CT side half in order to shut down CLG, because it's like Moses says sometimes. Sometimes it feels like CLG likes to play 2 terrorist side halves, so let's see if their T side is as good.
And just as an update as well to the other team that they're sort of racing against tonight in order to qualify for the LAN, which is Conquest. Conquest is actually doing very well in their matchup right now. They're currently 8-3 or 8-13, apologies, against 3's up, 3 more away from them winning it, and this would qualify them from the LAN. So CLG, their pressure is going to keep themselves on, because if they don't end up dropping this one, and we see WinterFox running away with things in the second half, and then as well they drop their other match versus Conquest later on this evening, then that means they might not end up getting that LAN spot.
Yeah, that's the big part about it right now, is that Conquest need to win, CLG need to win. If either of these two teams win, Cloud9 is out. But it doesn't matter if LG ends up beating up on Cloud9 anyway, which it looks like they're up anyhow. So it's like we said, a lot of factors going in. Complexity losing right now to Liquid, that's a big thing. If Complexity loses, they're out. Cloud9 loses, they're out. So it's just...
yeah.
It's all over the board. It's amazing that it comes down to the final night of Pro League to decide who our last 2 LAN spots are. That's how close this season has been.
It's a very, very, very tight race. There's a lot of things that have been going on this season in North America here. With just the team's performance dropping up and down and really all over the place here. But anyway, we are going live now with the 5th round of the second half. CLG now jumping onto the T side. We can already see their players trying to work their way up here over onto the A side. Very, very quick take. Tarek, he's going to be able to pick up the first kill onto XP3, and that's not a player you want to be losing. Desi also going down to JDM2 as he attempts to hide just outside of the alleyway. So these guys, they've got control. And now WinterFox trying to go for a quick retake. There's Lex and Anger picking up 2 kills. So they do bring it down to a 3-on-3, but now they're going to slow it down as they wait for Flowset to get into a better position.
And here we go. The retake is on. The flank comes out. Flowsick finds JDM, so it's down to 2 players left. Oh, and Lex hits another nice headshot, takes down Hayes, and it's all going to be on Cutler, who's getting spammed up. He's getting flanked out. Lex to take him down. Defuse kit on his back. 9-7. WinterFox pick up both pistol rounds in this matchup. They're going to extend their lead a little bit here as we move forward into the anti-ecos.
And now, assuming they don't have any problems with the second round, this should give the members of WinterFox a very, very comfortable lead. CLG, again, they're really going to have to try to restructure themselves. And another big problem, we just look at the individual player performances here from CLG. Even when we do get to those gun rounds, we're really going to have to see JDM come back stronger here, because FS unfortunately have been floating behind in fragging power. We're almost always used to seeing JDM as one of the big top fraggers here for the members of CLG, so him sitting down at 6 frags right now, and especially having to work this T side up, is going to get a little bit rough for these guys, as that power is just not going to be there, it seems, this evening.
And again, we're going to move into these anti-eco rounds, P250s across the board. Unanimous decision here from CLG, but they don't go for any armor. And it's going to be Flowsick and, XP3 and Anger to hold on to this A bomb site. You can see Anger all the way down there at the bottom side of mid. And XP3 is going to come under fire here very, very shortly as Hayes, Cutler, and JDM going to pour on out. Tarek does find Anger, so now XP3 is going to get swarmed on. They got to watch out because Finesse coming down through drop. He might be able to catch the back of Lex. There's one late rotator out of that B bomb site, but here comes the spam. Desi's going to be able to find 2, though. Lex spins around, takes down Finesse. It's going to be on Tarek, and he goes down to Flow6. So not a lot of damage there against CLG. These anti-eco rounds have not netted them too terribly much moving forward, but they saved last round to buy this round. They're going to lay it all on the table right here, right now.
Yeah, with what they bring into that last round, there's not too much, I should say, that we expect for the members of CLG to pull out, as they only invest for P250s. This is the one where they really need to make an impact, because now WinterFox, if they don't end up winning out, or apologies, I should say CLG, if they don't end up winning out here in this round, this is going to give WinterFox an even larger lead in the long run of things, because it would give them a 4-run uppage instead, or a 4-round uppage instead of the 3-run uppage that they would be starting off with here. If CLG is waiting, had a little bit more utility for going into the 4th round, but we can see WinterFox actually getting very aggressive back up here on Broken Wall, and it's all a ruse, because look at the play from CLG. It's going back over there towards A-Long, but if WinterFox do decide to get aggressive and push back in over here after the smoke fades, they're going to figure this out, and that could be troublesome for CLG if WinterFox is able to get the early rotate.
I'd really like to see WinterFox get aggressive here, and they're going to do just that. Finesse and Cutler, though, open things up. Desi's still pushing forward through the B halls. He's looking for anything and everything that he can find, but that push was pretty successful over in the A bomb site. They're going to fall on back here, gather the bomb up, and see which site they're actually going to hit. But they still got to be careful because Desi is so aggressive here outside of B, and he's actually playing in front of a smoke. So a little bit of a bait and switch right now, but there it is. Tarek is going to find the pick on Anger, and that should provoke them to push in towards that A bomb site. So CLG looking flawless in the first gun round. Let's see what kind of damage WinterFox can do. But as of right now, it looks like they're just going to call the save, fall on back. They should, well, they don't really have a whole lot of money to work with, so this might actually force a save unless Desi and Lex drop some rifles over to their teammates. Flowsick might be able to buy up a FAMAS into the next round, so we'll see how this pans out.
I think the best thing about this round, too, is, as we were mentioning before, WinterFox do get aggressive, but they never really get a good amount of intel out of it. They're still expecting some amount of an aggression to come back over here and outside towards the broken wall, even though we do see them switching over towards more of a saving position now, even towards the end of that round, too. We saw the picks consistently coming out from CLG, and it was never in response to where it would give WinterFox players information. So CLG do a great job of kind of hiding their strategy until the point where they have full control of the matchup anyway. It doesn't matter. So that's a great play from these guys, and again, now they're just going to be able to get themselves worked back into it. All 5 members of CLG staying alive here, too, so it'll be good for trying to build up their own economy now over here on this T side.
The big thing, though, is that they aren't able to drop any of the players on CLG's side. Not able to get any of those AKs out of their hands. Not able to salvage any of those AKs either. So they're just going to stick to these FAMASs for the next round. We'll see what they decide to do if they do go for the buy up here. Flowsick can buy a FAMAS, small armor, and a nade or two. And see what they go for. Looks like they're going to play it safe.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation where you could see both Desi and Lex dropping rifles for their teammates, but unfortunately it would leave them in a very stressed situation. And we've already seen, too, how rough the economy got in the last half when CLG just took a 6-round streak. And again, thankfully, WinterFox was able to bring it back by winning 2 to 3 in a row there after we did see them finally picking up a first gun round win like 6 or 7 rounds later. But the big key thing here is their preservation of their economy on the CT side has not been WinterFox's strong suit, so I think they're going to try to play it safe and make sure they have a good amount in the bank here so that they can go with these gun rounds with a full force instead of risking it and then regretting it later on in the half here. But there's going to be a good opener from Cutler. Just rolls right in, picks up 1 kill. JDM finding a second one as well over here on the Desi, as they're just going to press their way through long A again to try to find a way into that site.
And they actually just found both of the rifles, so that's a really, really nice find there from the CLG side. Now it's going to be all 3 of the remaining pistols to stack over here in this A bomb site. And Flowsick's actually getting aggressive here by long A. JDM and Cutler right around the corner. Let's see what he decides to do. Goes for the pick, loses his life. XP3 and Anger both going to be right around the corner. They're trying to bail him out. They are going to be able to find one. They bump into each other, and that's unfortunate. Cutler's just going to spray him down. And that is going to be a 9th round on the board now for CLG as we move on forward. 1-round differential between these two teams, and this should be another save. And one of the main things, too, the reason that they didn't go for that save, because if they did end up, or go for the buy in the last round, if they did end up going for that buy, they would have been in double save territory on that, on a loss there. So that's actually relatively smart. Take your lumps right now so you got that late game economy. And look at this smoke from XP3. I don't know if DJ wants to show that or not, but this smoke, I've seen him throw it twice now. He actually throws it all the way out of CT spawn. It banks off the wall, over top of broken wall, and it actually drops right in the corridor, right in front of where the broken wall is. So that's a really nice smoke to throw at the beginning of the round because that's not wasting any of the utility over there in that B bomb site early on.
And even as we look at this round too, CLG not exactly sure as to how exactly WinterFox are going to be playing this out, because they could be playing this as an eco as they are now, but they also could be taking this with the big aggressive gun power. So not going to be seeing them go for it just as of yet. So CLG, keeping to the spirit of that, this will play things nice and slow, and they're already being fed 1 kill because of this. They catch XP3 back over here at the bottom of the suicide steps. And now more are going to rotate in, but what kind of arsenal do they have to work against here? P250 sitting on Flowsick. Might be able to catch Hayes if he had peeked right there, but now he's got his gun back out, and he's been mollied outside a place here too, so they're slowly flanking in. Flowsick actually might be able to swipe Hayes if Hayes doesn't realize that he's in here, but I think he does know, and Flowsick goes way too aggressively with that, so he's going to find an additional kill. More trying to get into the place of these guys, but for the most part they have this under control at this point on the side of CLG.
Yeah, Finesse and Tarek doing the job. Taking down a couple more this round, and it's going to be on Desi. Only a Desert Eagle in hand, just trying to spam that smoke, see if he can find anything over there, pushing aggressively out of that A-bomb site, but he's not going to find anything whatsoever. And CLG, they've been pretty good on these anti-eco rounds. Haven't really lost too much in their utility bank. As you can see, the last round they had 5 alive. This round they've got 4 alive, so... Or, pardon me. 2 rounds ago they had 5 alive. Last round they had 4 alive, and this time they should have 5 alive, barring any craziness from Desi's Desert Eagle. But we will see this tied up 10-10, so nice recovery here for CLG. They're trying to keep themselves relevant and still in this matchup, and keeping their playoff dream alive.
So as we were talking about before, though, going into the next round, we're still going to be seeing that full buy out of WinterFox. This should include an op as well, because with the money that Desi has and the bonus that he's going to get from dropping this round, that should be enough to throw an op back over to XP3 for him to pick this one up. So we'll see a big full buy coming out of WinterFox, and this is going to be the real last chance to try and contest CLG taking back the lead and potentially running away with this matchup from this point forward, because they, too, look at CLG's money. They've got a lot of it stacked up, so it's going to be very dangerous if they allow the members of CLG to get any further beyond what they have now.
Yeah, and again, score update for you guys. Liquid 1 round away from taking down Complexity and ending their playoff dreams. CLG was able to, or pardon me, Cloud9 was able to pick up the second half pistol round, so they're still alive in their matchup, even though they're down 12-4, but Conquest win, so they're in.
Odds are not looking so good for C9, just looking at that one, so we'll have to, for those that are fans of C9, they've got to hope and pray that they can come out on top of that matchup, but we'll have to wait and see. As again, we're going back into this round now. CLG with a quick setup here to get themselves on the B side. They're already in, but the big story is that they haven't actually killed anyone, so they leave themselves in pretty overexposed positions. Flowsick is going to get lucky. Catches one through the smoke. Tarek responding with 2 more right after that,
Oh,
though.
the Ninja, Flowsick, he's on the bomb!
And he's gonna get it. So they sneak in, and Flowsick again not only picks up a kill from his position, but then just walks right forward and defuses the bomb without anybody on CLG being the wiser. That was a big mistake to take that site so aggressively, as it leaves WinterFox's players so close, and there's no way that they're gonna be able to control that situation.
He's saying, all right, you guys are going to throw this smoke wall and play it in the smoke? I'm just going to walk on in and defuse the bomb. No big deal. They didn't even hear it coming because Tarek was spraying down 2 players when he got on the bomb, so they didn't even know that he was defusing at the time. That's a beautiful play from Flowsick. Even though it ended up costing him his life, it puts another round on the board for WinterFox, and CLG's got to be left scratching their head because it was 3-on-3.
So now, once again, here as we take a look at CLG, because remember, they keep a decent amount of their players alive. Actually, they keep more than WinterFox had alive going into that round. So with all those saves, and again, with the big bank they still had stacked up, they're going to be able to go into this round still with a full buy, and we're going to pick up the first kill here as well. I believe that happens back over by A-Long as XP3 gets a little bit aggressive. So losing one of the biggest players here so far in this matchup, not going to be a very good start for WinterFox, especially since he was going to get info with the op.
Liquid Complexity into overtime, and it looks like Cloud9 actually got ecoed after that pistol round victory, so they're down 14-4 right now. Just keeping you guys updated on the other scores going on around the league tonight. And WinterFox trying to take CLG down a peg. And yeah, I mean, losing a player early in this round, obviously not the optimal situation for him to be in at this point as the execution comes towards the B-bomb site. Nice counter flash comes out, though. And that's going to stall them out a little bit. The rotation is on, so they're going to have all 4 players over here by B for this push to come in. You can actually see Finesse is backing up to try to go towards drop and make a play happen. Desi is over there. Anger is going to find one. Anger swinging. Might find a second one, but he goes down. Nice shot from JDM. Finds that off angle. But again, Flowsick on the bomb. Oh, he gets off of it. Smoke started to fade, so he's second-guessed that one, but it's going to be down to JDM and Finesse. JDM goes down to Desi. It's all on Finesse over here by the broken wall. Let's see what happens. Desi's going to get the kill. 12-10 for WinterFox.
And this is a good lead to be picking up by these guys here, too. Again, not everybody keeping themselves alive on WinterFox, so the money isn't going to grow to a good point, but they're starting to whittle through the money from CLG. They still have a long way to go, so they're not in safe territory, I should say, just as of yet, and their amounts are getting very low here as well. So contesting these next couple of rounds, this is going to be the big test here from WinterFox, but they've shown it before. They've been very good on the CT side of actually predicting the movement from CLG as well, as they, too, have been suffering from some of the same problems that WinterFox had on their own T side. So if they can carry on with this one and continue picking up these rounds to finally break CLG's economy, then maybe, just maybe, they can pick up this one, especially with the lead growing, and as we get closer and closer to that 16-point mark here.
Yeah, the big part about this right now is WinterFox, they're breaking the economy slowly on CLG's side, like you were saying, Blue, and if they can actually do that this round, there's still going to be money for another buy off of the CLG side, as that money bonus is going to help them throughout. But if they win this round and the next round, they're going to break the economy on match point, and that is massive moving forward.
Yep, so we can see CLG actually throughout a lot of these rounds have been sort of being slower and slower on their takes. There's a good sort of jump peak there that comes out from, I believe that's Hazed over here, or Cutler actually, I believe is it'll be, as he tries to figure out what exactly is going on for these guys. Not going to be able to catch anything just as of yet. Manages to spot XP3, but that's not too sort of out in the open, as XP3 has been playing this position a lot on the CT side back over here. Very predictable, in fact, that they find him there. But now, what it does do is it forces him out. So now CLG, if they want to set up for an A-take, they definitely have the option to do so without really being intruded upon too much. Unfortunately, with them also being found out by XP3, this does keep the illusion alive that there may be a take coming into here. So WinterFox has preemptively rotated a couple more players over here, and they've got 3 ready to go as the take begins.
Oh, and XP3 trying to find the angle on the player that had already crossed, but it just crumbles. Lex, XP3, and Desi all down and out. This is going to be another round for CLG, and that's going to actually reset the economy here from WinterFox because they lost so many players in the last couple of rounds, putting those rounds on the board. Flowsick going down. He's not going to be able to save his gun, and it's just a Mag 7 in the hands of Anger. He's going to be looking for Finesse, who's at 50 HP, but he's so far back that a one shot from that Mag 7 isn't going to do the trick. Or is it?
I highly doubt it.
I've gotten one-shot headshot from like across the map with that gun.
He
Actually
sees
does
him
spot
there.
finesse, yeah.
Yeah, he sees him, so there's no way he's going to try to challenge that. He's actually going to fall back and try to catch players by broken walls. So Tarek, maybe, but Tarek even realizes this too, so he sort of takes a wide approach to this one. And unfortunately, he's going to get dropped. No one from CLG going right back down. So again, the threat of them losing their money bonus, or the threat of them losing their money stack, as it would be more appropriately called at this point, was looming. But now, with rounds like that, again, they're just going to be able to get themselves right back into it. And for WinterFox, they're not going to be able to do anything this next round. They're completely broken. They've got P250s at most, so there's not a whole lot they can do here. And that was unfortunately just, that was so unfortunate because they had that round in the bag. The setup they had was great, but with very sloppy performances coming out from individuals, combined with really great entries on CLG, like XP3 just got erased from the map as soon as we saw CLG rolling into play there. So some of those couldn't really be affected by the members of WinterFox, but some, like specifically, we look at Flowsick there. He had a great position, I believe it was. Either Flowsick or Desi had a really great position, and unfortunately just weren't able to come out on top when it came to spraying down those players, even though they weren't spotted initially.
Okay, Lex. All right. 2 P2000 frags, and it gets an AK frag as well. So this is within the realm of possibility here from CLG to lose, actually. As the flank is coming out, they've got Finesse pinched here, and Lex is going to look for another shot. He's actually spamming away, and Finesse, well, he's going to get flanked out from Anger from drop. So now they know that he's out by the tree, and WinterFox in a good position to steal a round away. Now, that's not really going to hurt the economy too terribly much here on the terrorist side. You can see 11,600 for Hazed still. And Finesse playing this one smart. He's going to try to flank the flanker. Anger's ready, but he can't get it done, and he's going to book it on towards that A bomb site. And this is a nice play from Finesse. Oh, he's going to try to bait out Lex. He's coming right back into his face. Lex is just thunderfooting around, doesn't realize that he's getting flanked out, and Finesse finishes him off. 4K on the round, and Finesse saves the day for CLG.
And that's a smart play from Finesse there, because he realizes that he doesn't really have armor to play this one out, so all he needs to do is really connect 1 and 2 shots, and then he's completely screwed up his aim due to the aim punch that comes in there. So, really good play from him instead of just taking on a duel where he may end up getting surprised by an angle there. So, now CLG, they're going to tie it up at 12 points. Still a strong buy coming out from these guys, and unfortunately for WinterFox, still sitting on a save, so more than likely now going to be looking at CLG taking the lead away.
Yeah, but that was a great save round there from the WinterFox side. They did a lot of damage to the economy. You can see they're dwindling it slowly, but CLG should have plenty of money to buy out the rest of this half no matter what happens. Or at least the next 2 rounds. And Desi getting aggressive, does some damage onto Cutler, but he can't get it done. 5-7 going to fail him there along A hallway, and again, it's going to be a man advantage here for CLG.
And now we can see Finesse here too, trying to work his way out over here towards drop. And Anger really going to be the only player to resist this, but unfortunately all he's got is that measly little P250 to try and stop that. So it's going to be a little bit rough if we see these players start to sneak up towards it.
And it looks like they're actually going to switch things up and work back towards that B-bomb site again. That bomb is going to get picked up. It's all the way outside near terrorist spawn, but it's going to get thrown over to the back of Tarek. XP3 falling on back. I think he might have heard the footsteps, so it looks like he might try to rotate over, but they're actually still cheating over towards the A-bomb site, and they're being relatively sneaky-beaky-like over here towards B, towards the broken wall. And Anger with a 5-7. He might get shot here from the broken wall platform because he's playing relatively exposed. Tarek is going to find Flowsick. Still waiting for this push to come out. XP3 actually lights up. Finesse takes him down, but he falls in turn to Tarek's AK as well. Nice 1 dig there from Lex. Drops the bomb carrier. If he can keep that bomb down, they've only got 15 seconds to get it and plant.
Lex just waiting for his turn to pick up some shots here, but not going to be able to connect any of them. So he's going to trade it right back. Takes down Lex. And CLG now got the lead by 1 point going. WinterFox will be able to get a bye up in this next round, but it may be one of their last few chances to really contest the lead being swung away from CLG. If they pick up another 2 here in a row, then it might as well just be GG at that point, as WinterFox will not have a sufficient bye. This might be one of the last few chances they have right here.
Absolutely. When they lose this round, they go to 14-12. They're going to be on a broken bye again, and at that point, it's like, what do? Do you go for the bye and try to win it? Do you go for the save and play for the tie? At that point, they're probably going to have to opt to play for the tie, because it's just going to be really, really difficult for them to come back into this one. But lining up the smokes, Finesse going to be dropping one out here, as well as the rest of the team. They're all lined up by broken wall, ready to execute. XP3, he's going to get flushed out of position. That Molotov, it was a little bit off the mark, but it does the trick anyway, so he's going to back up to the backside of Fountain. Full smoke wall, full flashes. Not a forward position, but Lex spamming the smoke's going to be able to find the first frag on a Tarek.
And we can see Lex slowly creeping forward here again. Might be looking for that ninja potential if he can find a way through, but he wants to hunt for frags. The pop flash comes out, has a good angle to take down Cutler, but a lot more kills have been traded out by WinterFox here as well in the meantime. So it's just down to Hayes and JDM at this point, but they're picking up frags. It's all on Lex. He brings it down to a 1 versus 1, but I think he runs out of ammo there. And unfortunately, Hayes is going to win out the duel because of that. So there you go. CLG pick it up. Now they're up to 14 points. They don't survive with a whole lot of players, but again, we've been talking about this for so much here. They have so much cash on the bank that it doesn't even matter. And for WinterFox now, again, they're going to have to make the choice whether to force up here or save to try and contest it on the final round. And it's going to be just going for it here, seeing if they can bring it back. They want to play for the win.
Yeah, Hayes was actually on 16,000 at the end of that round. So, no problems with money for CLG. Their money management in this terrorist side has been flawless. So they bring this one back. They're on the verge of going up to match point. Cutler working those long hauls once again. Bomb all the way back. That's JDM. That AWP not giving them an inch. Just sitting all the way back and waiting for any kind of an aggressive push on long A. Not going to happen just yet. But again, a little bit of harassment towards B. And a lot of players towards long. Does he set up for the 1D angle? Looking for Cutler to peek around, but the flashbang comes out. They might have spotted him. Oh! He gets Tarek anyway.
That's a good one from Desi. Cutler looking for the response when the smoke comes in, so he's going to have no clue, just blind spraying and hoping to catch him on the way out, but he's going to be able to escape, even picking up his teammates' AK there just to throw it out. They don't know exactly that WinterFox have gone for the buy-up here just as of yet, but this is a good start from WinterFox. Again, picking up this opening frag on a Tarek. This is actually going to cause CLG to be slowed by quite a bit, which could lead them into some problem areas here. We do see again, they're going to line up this flanked angle. And there's going to be 1 and 2 kills coming up very casually, as it seems, for Hayes as he works his way into the mid-connector, taking down one and then finding the second one inside of Suicide Steps. And now basically getting control of the A site here, too. There's going to be some players that come outside of balcony in the shed trying to contest it, but these guys are being handled as well. There's JDM and Hayes with 2 more, and now you just have XP3 as in a 1-on-4, and obviously again, the odds just aren't in his favor at this point.
Yeah, the smoke's fade. He's not going to be able to even go through that little cubby anyway, so he's going to fall back, try to hang on to this FAMAS for the final round of this, potentially the final round of this matchup. As CLG, they look good, bringing this one back, but WinterFox, it's not been easy for CLG.
No, it is not. The members of WinterFox have definitely done a very good job of putting up a fight, to say the least here, and trying to make it harder for these guys to pick up that win, but as it seems now, because WinterFox go for this force up here in this previous round, this is going to put CLG on match point. And for WinterFox, we look at their money, they're going to be able to force up again, but we've already seen the sort of result of what this can amount to. So odds are not going to be looking very good at all as we take a look at how they go for it. And CLG, of course, just having everything in the world that they could possibly need. They're able to handle these rounds very nicely, and assuming we don't see any triumphs here, this is probably going to be it. And we'll see CLG not only take this match, but get one of the final seeds at the ESL ESEA Pro League Finals.
Well, it will be the final seed. The final land spot.
Well, that's very true.
Yep, Conquest winning over 3-sub sealed their fate. They're in, and Cloud9 are out.
So, I believe Cloud9 lost that game as well.
Cloud9 lost and Complexity lost.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both done.
That
so
basically
CLG
decides
and
if CLG
Conquest,
won this round.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was already decided with both of those two teams losing. I think that they both needed to win, and both of these teams needed to lose. Well, one of these teams needed to lose both of their matches, but nevertheless, fighting for survival right now. CLG on the ropes, 3-on-3. As you see JDM once again working slowly through these apartment hallways, or through this A hallway, looking for Flowsick, who was aggressive there, but he's going to fall on back. Again, we're going to be seeing this push come towards the A bomb site, and it seems CLG, now, either they go full force into that B bomb site, all 5 players on the broken wall, or they just take their time and do this slow strategy towards A, and right now WinterFox is guessing wrong. They're rotating over towards B. This is the wrong call. They're in the absolute opposite side of the map from where the hit is going to happen.
Flowstick is going to be able to catch this, though, and CLG is still moving in very slowly, so Flowstick's in that position, might end up getting swiped out back over there from mid-connector, but now he's going to roll out here far out in the open, though, so JDM's going to be able to cut him down. He got some good damage running out of Cutler, and XP3 is looking for the finisher, but not going to be able to find it. Cutler gets inside of the alley. This is going to molly off XP3, but he still has an infill. The counter smoke comes in, but now Lex jumping back outside of the shed here. He's going to be able to find that kill in a finesse. JDM trays that back out, and now it's just in the hands of XP3. He's been doing great this game, but now he's going to have to clutch. Looking for the frag, he's going to find JDM, and now he's just got to take down Cutler, and he can keep his team alive in this matchup. Sneaking around, Cutler hiding behind the shed himself here just after he's planted it. Such a close matchup here as Cutler moves out, but it's going to be XP3, and this keeps WinterFox in the game for now.
Big 1v2 clutch from XP3, 8 HP left on him. The fuse is going to come out, 13-15. We're not quite done just yet, boys and girls. Save those GGs in chat for a little while longer because we're going at least one more round.
So now we're going to have to see how this pans out here because WinterFox, again, still very much sort of teetering on the edge as far as what they're going to be able to bring into these rounds are concerned. One thing we haven't seen all that much of coming out from CLG just as of yet has just been pure outright aggression here. So if CLG just want to try to change something up and just try to roll into the site and run over the members of WinterFox because, again, they're going to have a little bit more utility this time. Actually, looking at it now, they have a lot of utility, so they're actually looking pretty good because most players didn't go for an M4 upgrades. But once this is faded away, if CLG just sort of run into the site, I'm not even sure if WinterFox is going to be ready for such a thing.
So again, with that money that's just stacked up on CLG's side, they've got no problem going for a buy. XP3, again, going to have the AWP. Actually salvaged that out of the last round, so he's bolstered his arsenal as well. But look at the utility here on WinterFox's side. Smoke, flash, incendiary, and grenade. Nothing else. They do have 3 kits, though, so that's relatively promising if they do get into a late-round post-plant situation and have to go for that 5-second defuse as opposed to that 10-second. But it's going to be XP3 trying to find anything over here by long haul on A, but the hit's going to be coming towards B. And they do have 4 players over here, 2 by drop and 2 by the backside of that site. And this is actually an interesting setup that they have. Lex on the platform, Flowstick going to pop flash around, and they're going to need that flash right now.
This is what I was kind of expecting to see, is these guys are sort of exploding out. But Plex, thankfully, gets good with his aggression and is actually going to be able to catch one of these guys. I wasn't keeping on his viewpoint, so I'm not exactly sure if he's caught any more of these guys. But judging from the rotations from WinterFox now, it does look like they've managed to see what's coming here. So CLG, they're going to try to brute force the way out, but it'll be a fake. All the nades running out, and they're going for the big rotation here late in the round. They're actually, too, just so they can make sure they have enough time, they're going to try to work their players down, drop, and get that way out that way. But we can see here they're actually running into trouble from this regard, too. They drop down. Tarek finds a kill. Lex is going to take down JDM as he moves in from drop. Now they've got control of the bomb, and with 13 seconds left, they've somehow going to try to clutch out a 2-on-3, but in comes that rotate from FNS. Got this one. Tarek finds another one, and then Finesse just cleans it up. So it looks so unlikely there, but they managed to clean up that 3-on-2 anyway, so a great final round from CLG.
Yeah, and they just pinched the daylights out of WinterFox there in the end. Great 2v3 from Tarek and from Finesse. So we're going to see CLG finally shore up that final land spot. And the next matchup that we're going to be seeing is actually going to be Conquest versus CLG. And this, even though it doesn't have any land implications, well, it kind of does, I guess, because this is for seeding now between these two teams. So we'll see who's going to be able to get a higher or a lower seed, judging by what happens in this next matchup. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes for the next and final matchup of the regular season of Pro League. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Round. Once again, my name is Mega Man, bringing you guys the action. Alongside me is the one and only, the magnificent, the fast as crap, Blue.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, you ready to rock and roll for the final one?
Yep, and we're already getting started here. It's going to be Conquest versus CLG. Now, again, just to clarify, these two have already earned their spots at the LAN Finals. This is not to decide who's going to go, but the winner of this match, I believe, will end up getting the higher seed for North America. So still very, very important, because, again, this does, you know, for the most part, does decide, you know, which European team you're going to end up going up against, and that could be the difference between potentially making it out of groups and not making it out of groups at the LAN Finals, at least when it comes to North American teams.
Yep, this is for 3rd and 4th seed at the LAN Finals. So, obviously, pretty important stuff here. So, again, we're going to be seeing CLG take that knife round. They're going to start on the CT side here of Inferno, obviously the coveted CT side. And we'll see what Conquest brings to the table, because they've been playing pretty good, I want to say, but they've also struggled with a little bit of inconsistency. Obviously, they did really, really well at the CEVO LAN. Not so well at the iBuyPower tournament. So, we'll see how this one pans out, as they're going to be playing against one of the other top North American squads in CLG, who have also had some struggles getting that early exit from that RGN tournament that we saw earlier this week.
So we can see Stan actually looking to see if he can catch Hayes back over here. Hayes is camping inside of the bedroom area right now. Not really peeked out, but we can see here she's... Oh no, Hayes. That's not very good. So not only is Shazam going to get that very likely kill, but Stan's going to catch another one. Cutler, however, is doing a much better job than his teammate here. He picks up 3 kills to evenly trade everything back out. So as we see the members of Conquest get control of the A site, it is going to get left into a 2-on-2. So CLG are not out of this round just as of yet.
That was nuts from Shazam, but like you said, it's a 2-on-2. They're going to be coming around the truck side, both of them double peeking at the same time, but it's going to be Stanislaw to Goosh Tarek. He's down to 6 HP, and now swinging out is going to be Daps. Finds the first, looking for the second, and he gets it. Conquest on the board, and they're going to find that first frag and first round And it all comes on the back of that 180 headshot from Shazam and Halls. I'm not really sure how Hazed didn't kill him, but that was nuts.
It was crazy when he does this 180 reaction, but Hayes absolutely should have
It was just
picked
like
up
the
that kill.
slowest turnaround.
Yeah.
Boop! He just booped him in the nose. Boop.
The best part is too is Shazam is slowly creeping up, so it should have been just such the easiest headshot in the world. But anyway, everybody has those kind of bot moments, so we're gonna let that one slide for the time being. But this does allow Conquest to pick up the first round here. And now the members of Conquest, they're gonna sneak their way up Banana, looking to very, very aggressively work their way over here into the B site.
Auto shotgun in the hands of Naf, too. Oh, this nade could do some damage. Finds a little bit on the Tarek there. Takes him down to 62. 32 for the return nade. Another one going to get dropped over, as well as some fire. Tarek doesn't even see anybody. He goes down. Burning alive is going to be Finesse. And it's going to be both of those players in the B-bomb site down and out. And, yeah, the rotation coming on now. They've got two over here in CT spawn. And one all the way over in the apartment hallways. So, tough spot for the CLG squad to be in, but a brilliantly executed anti-ego round from Conquest.
We can see Hayes, too, really trying to line up a shot back over here at these players, but Naf catches it, and he's going crazy with what I think was a shotgun, but not going to be happening there, and Hayes ends up shutting him down, so they do pick up at least one kill. But for the rest of CLG, as you've already mentioned, they've kind of retreated here. They're sitting way back, and they're going to try to see if they can catch anybody on their way out from the B site. So, second round going into the hands of Conquest here. They're going to lose two players, so a little bit of damage being done to their economy, but in the long run of things, this really does not matter, as the T site can easily forgive those two kills, especially here in the anti-eco rounds.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, finding that blind nade kill over there and over the wall there in the B-bomb site is a beautiful find. Obviously, Tarek wasn't really ready for that. He just gets blown to smithereens, and we're going to see Conquest up 2-0 to start things off. Mag 7 still in the hands of Cutler. We'll have to see where he decides to play with that. It looks like it's going to be over in that A-bomb site once again. They're going to go for the four-man stack at B, and this might just be the right call. You can see him fanning out a little bit here on the terrorist side 3 and Banana 2 on the bottom side of mid, just watching for that aggression, and it's going to be Cutler aggressive on Halls again this round.
And we can see the members of CLG, they've got this great stack going on over here in the B site. If Conquest takes the bait on this, and this could be troublesome, but at the same time here too, Cutler trying to investigate exactly what may be going on outside of the mid choke point. Maybe able to catch this frag over here on adapts, but just moved to damage to Cutler, so should be able to finish him off. There's some more being responded to. Cutler needs just one bullet to connect, and he's going to find it, but now the entry has begun back over here on the B side as well, and they're slowly moving in. The members of CLG trying to keep quiet, so it looks like they've got a normal stack going, but this is not the case. However, there's FNS, picks up one kill. All these are being responded to, and as well, it's the same story for JDM as he picks up one frag on a rush, but immediately after that, Shazam takes him down, and now Shazam's going to find the final one as well to start Conquest off. Same story as last time, 3-0, bumps in the road here on these anti-ecos.
Yeah, CLG playing from the back foot to start off all their matches so far tonight. They haven't won a pistol round yet. This time they do a little bit more damage in the anti-eco rounds, which is nice to see, but again, the SMG is doing their job the last round. You can see two players up over $4,000 to go into the next round already for Conquest. So even losing this round, barring a bomb plant, they should still have a little bit of money to buy, maybe upgraded pistols and some head armor to boot. But looks like we're just going to see a fast push up mid. Wow, very aggressive to start off the first gun round. JDM's going to get caught out and taken down. That's the AWP already down and out. Smokes around the corner. Hayes trying to go for a pop flash, but he's going to get taken down by a blind Daps. And now trying to creep out of the halls is Nap, and well, Rush is going to catch him. So the damage being done a little bit here, but that bomb is going to get planted here in A, and now Tarek and FNS is going to be looking for any kind of a... Well, they're just going to fall back and save. So 4 rounds now for Conquest. This is a great start for them on T side.
Yeah, Conquest...
Shazam it up for free, too.
As you mentioned before, they just start this off so aggressively, and CLG just do not expect this play to come back in at all there. We can even see JDM, he's holding a close corner back over there outside of mid-choke point. He tries to get aggressively to peek this one, but is surprised and has to essentially run away to try to give himself a good angle inside of arches. But even when he gets there, the play just comes out from Conquest so quickly around ramp side that they're just given no time to react to this one. So that's a great aggressive play from Conquest. Unfortunately, something like that normally only going to work 1 to 2 times in a map, so Conquest, they've kind of used that here. CLG now know to expect this, and they're going to shift their playstyle accordingly. But at the end of the day, 2 rifles still being saved here by CLG as well, so we may yet see a force, but again, the money amounts looking on the rest of these players is looking somewhat low, so it would actually be a little bit risky if they did decide to go for that. But they are at the very least going to drop one more FAMA, so they'll try to work something at the very least here in this round.
Yeah, this is a force up for the CLG side. Obviously, you can see that they're still swapping around some guns. JDM, what's he gonna have? Okay, Finesse is gonna take the M4. JDM laid out a spawn, but it's all right. They've still got plenty of time. It's gonna be a little bit of a slower strat, and Naf actually just gets destroyed by a nade. That's A lot of early damage being found here for CLG. Blind damage. Gotta love that.
And for Conquest, they're actually going to get smoked out of Banana here very early, so in order to avoid counter-aggression from CLG, they're not going to press beyond this just as of yet. They're actually holding themselves back by quite a bit because they may be expecting some sort of aggressive play with CLG maybe being on a save here. We normally see those kind of aggressive pushes coming down Banana or even towards middle too, so not going to take a risk on it. But now they're getting nades and whatnot thrown at them, so they should know that there has been a little bit of an investment coming up from CLG, and they can shift their strategy accordingly. But still, just playing the waiting game right now. They're going to wait until probably the lower timer, hoping they can catch at least one mistake from the side of CLG. And if not, looks like right now that, again, they'll just shift themselves over towards the B side to make a take there. And with the usual setups being made by CLG, it actually should go very smoothly from the members of Conquest, because you still have a big commitment from CLG onto that A site.
Yeah, very slow strategy coming out from Conquest here. And I like this, though. They're keeping them on their toes. They do have one player cheating over here towards B. That's going to be JDM with the FAMAS. He's going to try to make his way in, throws the Molotov out. That's brilliant. Nafly is actually going to fall to Tarek to start things off. He was pushing through that Molotov, and Finesse is going to find one as well. There's 3 players over here now. Finally into the action, but Rush is going to double up. We've got one more to beat here in the backside of the site, and Daps is going to find him. So now we're down to a 2 versus 2, and Conquest in a great position here to take away another round.
10 seconds left on the clock, and now the smoke's got away here too, and this along with Color picking up the kill. Thankfully, Rush can still get the plant going, but he's only got 7 HP to try to clutch. Inside of his smoke, catches the first frag, gets some damage with the second one, but unfortunately that spray goes up for way too long, so he gives away his position, and Hayes is able to grab the response kill. Now they're going to clutch it out, and CLG again finally going to be able to pick up their first round here.
Yeah, but what cost? He does get the AWP for JDM for the next round, but they have no money here on the CT side because they've gone for these forced buys. So they're going to be on FAMAS's again this round, and this is a great opportunity. If Conquest can trade that round out, get another round on the board, then that's going to reset CLG again. They're looking at a 6-1 scoreline if all goes well, and Tarek's actually on a UMP, so that's tough. Armor Pin is obviously good with that gun, but I mean, he's going against 5 AKs.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that pans out for them as, again, CLG, now they've got themselves upgraded basically as much as they can, but still working against the full buys from Conquest is still going to be a very, very tough one, especially now that Conquest is shifting themselves up a little bit here, trying to spread out a little more and potentially look for a couple opening kills. They, too, again, don't really know what exactly Conquest are going to be able to throw at them in this round, so it's still just playing it nice and slow. And this is overall it probably looks like this is what's going to be Conquest's overall game plan when it comes to this half. Just hold back, play it safe, and make those very late executions which kind of storm into the site.
Again, that mid-aggression coming out here from Conquest. They've got one player up there just spamming the smokes. That's going to be Shazam, looking for any kind of damage he can find. Finesse from Cubby, JDM to back up with that AWP around the corner. They're going to drop the smoke to the top side of Banana, but the hit is going to be coming. Actually, they're working their way back towards Banana, so that late smoke is going to do its job. They've only got one player over here, and that's Tarek playing with an ump. So that's tough.
And he's going to get challenged here in a very big way. Just a second. Holds the close angle, so if Conquest don't catch him initially, he could do some really big damage, but he's going to have to spot this. He's going to call this rotation very quickly, otherwise it's going to be a save call from CLG. He sees it coming in. Look at how aggressive he gets, but he's not connecting any damage at all. The best he does is bringing Stand down to 6 HP, so the rotation from CLG is quick enough, but again, they've got no presence on this site now, so they're going to have to give this up. Yep, it's going to be a save call from CLG. There's nothing they can do to stop this.
Yeah, they guessed completely wrong, but this is a smart save because they're going to go into the next round with 4 rifles if all goes according to plan, which it should. Conquest probably shouldn't try to go for any chase right now just because their economy isn't stabilized just yet, so we're going to see them bide their time, play the bomb intelligently, and they're just kind of pontificating in the backside of this site as to why there's no CTs pushing right now. All right, well, it looks like they're going to go for a save, so free round on the board here for Conquest. A 1-for-1 trade, and they actually get another round out of it.
And again, here, the members of Conquest, they moved themselves outside of the B site to go hunting for some of these kills, but not looking like that they're going to be able to catch any of them. CLG have themselves very well preserved, so everybody's going to make it out of the round alive here. And Conquest again, good swift take, a bit of a missed call from the side of CLG to get that full rotation going over towards A and taking a risk on holding it from there. Conquest played out very nicely, very slow, and they wait for those kinds of mistakes to happen. So this is exactly what Conquest want to do. This is exactly how their strat wants to play things out. And for CLG, these are exactly the kinds of mistakes that they have to try and avoid with the way that Conquest is playing their current strategy out.
Now, obviously, I'm going to need somebody to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the way that the seeding works is first seed plays 4, 2 plays 3. So, obviously, you don't want to play the #1 seed coming out of the European division if you're either of these two teams, and that's what they're trying to prevent. And here comes the aggressive push. They're all coming around from Arc side, and that's going to be Hazed and JDM just to lock it down. Stanislaw actually coming back around. He might be able to catch... Oh, he does actually catch Hazed, and he gets away with his life, so there's a 2-for-1 trade. And Tarek at the bottom side of mid gets caught as well, so Stanislaw doing the job. And now Daps behind the smoke working towards CT spawn. He's got Finesse around the corner. He doesn't realize that he's actually hightailing it back towards B because there's nobody in B.
We can see Daps, too, again, just sneaking his way back into here. Finesse might have a nasty surprise waiting for him here just a few moments as JDM, unfortunately, has done the job of covering for his teammate as well. So there's the surprise. Daps takes down Finesse, and now JDM, although he could have rotated him more to try to save his teammate, now he's moving in, trying to look for cleanup frags at this point, hoping he can catch somebody. This is still a round which we could potentially see CLG clutch out, and they might just have to go for it. But no, again, the save call comes out. They're going to look to save that very expensive op, and FAMAS, which is sitting on Cutler.
Yeah, and that's the big part about this right now is just Conquest in the late round just doing some serious damage and getting those man advantages. It comes off of a hero play from Daps, working his way in towards CT spawn and actually getting the backstab onto Finesse, takes him down, so they have no opportunity to get control on that B-bomb site whatsoever. Conquest up 6-1. This is looking good.
Absolutely, and Conquest again. Looking very, very strong in some of their recent matchups. Obviously, having a little bit of a rough patch, kind of coming off of the SIVO LAN and in some of the LANs of the past week or two here, but maybe it's coming back now. Maybe these guys are looking good. And also, we can't forget, too, that CLG also is looking relatively weak at both iBuyPower and RGN LAN. So this could be a bit of a precursor now to have RGN winning out this match and taking the better seed as we go into the LAN itself.
So again, now we see Conquest on the heavy buy. Plenty of money now. CLG on the back foot, 2 pistols. 3 rifles to work with, and 4 in the hands of Hazed. He went for a rebuy this round, and it's another force up from CLG. So, really tough spot for CLG to be in. Conquest, another round on the board for them. Even though that money's starting to ramp up here for the CT side, they should be able to break the bank here with another victory.
And they're going to press forward now. Again, a big explosion going to be coming out onto that B site. Usual setup here from CLG, so the rotation has to be quick. They've been okay at it before, but Finesse catches it early this time, so they're going to know it's coming in. He even picks up 1 kill too, but of course gets created out there by Rush. Stan finds a second one, so they've got it clear. JDM moving in to try to find the op kills, but everybody is safely sitting behind the area.
Save.
Yep, and there's going to be another save call now that comes out from CLG.
Well, this one's smarter than the last one, though, because they should be able to drop guns.
So here's the thing, though, is this is becoming a pattern with CLG to where they constantly do this. And again, most times it makes sense, but sometimes they have to take a risk on it because now they're letting Conquest pick up 6 rounds on T-side Inferno, and most of this has been because of the fact that they've let these safe calls go out. There's been, at least 1 or 2 of these times now where it's been in a 3-on-2 situation, and yes, they've been off-site with not a whole lot of info, but it's still possible for them to do it. So they're choosing the economy over round wins, and while that's great for a couple choices in a row, in the long game of things, it just doesn't really seem like a wise option. It's going to give Conquest a huge victory.
Yeah, and at this point, 7 rounds for Conquest. They've got to be really happy with that right now. The opportunity to actually win out this half at a 14-1 scoreline would be absolutely detrimental to CLG right now. And now's the match pause. Now you finally see CLG actually taking a pause here, talking things over. It's going to be a gun round again as they're starting to get that money bonus. So they're going to have at least a little bit of a bolstered economy working forward into this round. But at this point, CLG cannot save anymore. They have to go for some of these rounds. It was a 3v4. They got to go for these in the post plants. Now, granted, Conquest had a lot of time to get into those post plant positions just because they opened up that B bomb site. They've been cracking it like a safe, just busting it wide open every single round that they go over there. But CLG, at some point, you have to go for it. You can't just sit back and let them dwindle your numbers and then get a huge half. And Conquest has already had a huge half.
And I mean, again, a lot of these do make sense. Like, for instance, a couple examples where Conquest works their way into the B site, take full control, and you've barely had CLG start the rotation. So those definitely make sense to do it then, because you don't have any info, you're down however many players, and you also have to work against the fact that you're just getting into the bomb site when the timer is probably halfway done. So those make a lot of sense. But the ones where they lose control of the site as the players are starting to get in a position to catch that rotate, you still have some probably very valid intel that your last died teammate is going to be able to throw at you in those situations. And if you go for the retake quickly enough, yes, it's going to be very risky because you're still working what could potentially be like a 2-on-3, but it's a lot more plausible. And doing that just after you had done another one of those saves in a very, very long case scenario isn't going to be the best choice for your team, I don't believe. So again, Conquest up to 7-1s, quite a few of these rounds being because of that save factor coming into play. Now we go into another one here. CLG up to a full buy, decent amount of utility stacked up behind as well, but it's the same story for Conquest, so they've been running over these rounds left and right.
And there you go. There's the trade. JDM tries to get aggressive. He's going to get caught out. Cutler trying to come out from Boiler. Actually gets another nice headshot onto Rush, and Hayes pushing a smoke. He's going to find one. So the trade's this round finally going in the favor of CLG, but they don't realize that Stanislaw is actually already out here. Molotov's going to give him away, though. He's going to leave his back exposed and gets punished by Tarek. Second round finally on the board for CLG, but at what cost? Already 7 rounds for Conquest. That's huge.
What's odd, too, is we see sort of just a random change in Conquest strategy. Finally shift their way over towards the A site, and CLG in this round actually try to get pretty aggressive with it, too. So they get up in the face of a lot of these members of Conquest, and they're able to take them down in that regard. So it holds off the main push. They leave a couple players alive that are able to sneak their way outside of the apartments and whatnot, but in the grand scheme of things, just does not leave a whole lot left for Conquest to do at the end of it. So it's left to a 1-on-3. Can't make any impact. Very little intel as to where the members of CLG are hiding out as well. So that's actually managed very well by these guys. And now is when all these saves could potentially be worth it, because again, they don't have a whole lot of money coming off of a round victory like that. What they do has is they have a lot of players that have managed to save these rifles time and time again. But starting things off here, Stanislaw gets a very good kill on Tarek, as Tarek is completely surprised by that one, and that comes completely through the smoke.
Yeah, that's a really nice find early on in the round, and again, Counterlogic Gaming playing from the back foot. They've only got one player at B. They're rotating one over, so the defenses are split. And now they're going to get aggressive. They boosted up on the port side, so they got 2 over here. One with the AWP watching towards the truck side. He's actually going to fall back into halls, but a hit towards the A bomb site, this could just be completely detrimental, and you can see Daps harassing the halls is going to keep JDM honest at the end there. And he's looking for as much info as he can find, but they're not giving it to him from the Conquest side. So they're going to walk all the way back towards B and finesse. Well, he's at a forward position. This is scary. Flash around the corner, but Shazam isn't fooled. They'll find that frag, and now it's all on Hayes to try to shut this down. The flash comes out. Hayes finds 2, but the trade is out, and CLG looks like they want to go for it here, so a round loss here. Now, you said all those saves might be worth it, but if they lose this round, they're on a save.
Yep, and that will be a very, very ironic thing, especially with the way you just structured that sentence. So, now we'll see.
Did I make it ironic?
It's to some degree. It's like, after all these saves, they're going to be on a save.
Well,
saving for so much saving.
Yeah.
But
know
anyway, they're going to work their way back in. Cutler finds the first frag. Look at the damage done back over here, too. But Stan is going to catch another kill here. There's a second one that comes out, but there's JDM picking one up. Now it's down to 1 versus 1. Molly over the bomb here. Daps has to find a way, but he's got a Molly blocking him, too. And Daps just has an easy cleanup to grab there on a JDM. Such a hard one to grab. Unfortunately, can't really pin that on him, as that was very well handled by Daps at the end of the day. But that's going to be another one being picked up by Conquest. And now you've got CLG, as we were saying before, they're going to be on a full save now. With the exception of Cutler.
I get what JDM tried to do there at the end of that. Pushing into the Molotov, he had to try to get the defuse. No smoke to extinguish it, player and Banana. Try to cordon him off with that Molotov, but doesn't work, buddy. Counterlogic Gaming on the back foot. Back to another save. It's going to be a shotgun for Cutler around the corner here, Nova in hand. That's a huge nade! Oh my god! Nothing is going right for CLG right now. Conquest just obliterating them on their T side.
And now you've got the old man going to try to do some work back over here on Finesse, but he's going to get shut down very quickly by Nap as well. And now you've got Tarek, who's just situated over here on the balcony. Not really going to be able to do too much here. This round's already over. It's already 9 rounds on the board for Conquest, and we're still pretty early on in the half. We're only about 2/3 of the way through it, so they can grow this in a much, much bigger way in these last couple of rounds here.
Man, this is just... This isn't the CLG that you want to see, especially a few weeks out from the Pro League land. This is... They're not performing very well lately, and that's really... I just totally Christopher Walken that... Wow, they're not performing. So, again, you know, CLG, they really need to pick up the pace. I don't know if it's just that they're burnt out from all the tournaments that they've been playing in or whatnot, but it's just really hard to see this because I know that they can play better than this. And they have played better than this, but they're just getting completely obliterated.
Yeah, it's very odd to see that, but it's, I mean, like, I think Moses mentioned it in an interview. Easily the best way to poach it is that North American teams, for the most part, are just very, very inconsistent when you look at a lot of them. So this is probably looking like a bit of a downslope now for CLG. We'll have to see if they can shift it up in the next couple of weeks of play, as there's still some other online competitions going on here between now and the LAN, but it definitely needs some corrections here between then and in that early December LAN. Otherwise, things are going to be very, very troublesome for them going into that one, as we saw back over there by Power LAN, and again, looking at the RGN LAN too, where we had a big surprise there with, I think it was Enemy that upset it against them.
Again, rifle by no op for JDM. The money has just been a catastrophe for CLG so far this half. The aggression in mid, Shazam behind the smoke. The spam blind. JDM going to line that one up, though. Finally, a little bit of a sigh of relief from CLG as they get the man advantage to start off this round, but we've seen how many times it's swung back into Conquest's favor throughout this half. So, what are they going to do with it now? And I'm finally going to use this analogy. Somebody called it out in chat earlier. They're going to turtle up in the A-bomb site, and this is the right call. They've actually boosted up here on the windowsill, and Cutler's going to save Haze's life. And JDM again is going to be able to find one more. Naflight trades it out to V4.
They've done a good enough amount of damage to where Conquest is going to have a lot of hesitation moving in, and this is exactly what CLG wants now. Stanislaw, unfortunately, runs right into Cutler's crosshair as he holds that angle just inside of the truck there, so he's going to pick up one. Naf does find a response, but he's still working a 2-on-3. He's got the bomb, so he's actually going to try to race these players to the B site, but this too is very predictable. So wait, hold on. He's doing the mind game trick here. Goes over towards the B site, but then switches it right back around to come into A. And
he
now
got two of them to bite on this.
Yeah, this is all on Cutler now too, but Cutler's a really good position to try and stop this. And he's already picked up one player from it, but Naf at the same time as well. I think he's checking around Rap side after all, so with how slow that this Rap has come in, CLG also know this is coming, and Haze with his peek might just be able to take him down. He knows he's here now, and he's going to try to get the better angle onto him, but it's going to be rough, and again, he's just buying time for his teammate to rotate, and he is going to fall, but Finesse is going to have a better angle against him in just a second here.
Yeah, but he should be able to get the bomb plant. Cutler going to be slow to the party. Bomb is planted. So at least Conquest, even though they've already got a lot of money, that's just going to do nothing but help them in the long run. And losing 3 members on this gun round is just completely detrimental. You can see Hazed $50, $650 for JDM, and $200 for Tarek. They're going to be off Mosses again.
For CLG again, things are looking very, very rough indeed with how, again, very inconsistent their round wins have been, even when they have been able to pick them up for themselves. Not keeping a lot of players left alive in this matchup. Conquest doing a very good job on their actual entries, but now sort of in the post-plant scenario, and with the exception of that round, of course, been doing a very good job with their entries. But in the post-plant scenarios where they've been lacking a little bit there, which is where CLG has sort of been able to find a way through the cracks. But as we said before, it's been very inconsistent, so they're not really having any reason to worry about it just as of yet. But CLG maybe looking at a second round coming onto the board here. As Conquest themselves here, we take a look. We do have a little bit of a struggle in their own economy with Naf being downgraded to a Galil coming into this round. Nothing too out of the way just as of yet, though.
And why don't you keep going, because I all tapping now on black screen.
Tarek picks up 2 very good kills on the way in. Rush will find a trade, but Finesse now coming in to take his place. He finds another trade with Shazam as well. That brings it into a 3-on-2. We've got CLG moving for a quick rotate. They are going to commit to it because they have the man advantage this time. A big problem here is going to be Shazam. He's on the site. He gets this plant, but he's currently alone. He's got Daps back over in Banana, but there's not going to be a lot of support. Daps is a good angle. Shuts down JDM, able to eliminate him, and Shazam still has the molly and the flash to hold these players back off too. Haze is going to press his way back in. Daps is fully blind. I don't know if they got that intel out either, so that's going to be Haze. He finds basically a free kill on Shazam as he way overpeaks this one. Now they've shut these players out of the site. The smoke, too, to hold Daps back, but he's got the angles to where the bomb is being planted from. So as we can see there, Daps, he doesn't actually realize he's being confused, so he rolls in, but it's going to be Cutler that saves the day, shuts down Daps, and CLG do manage to pick up a second round after all.
A third?
Well, second,
or fourth?
Second in a row.
Oh. I get what you're laying down. Cutler's actually having a match right now. He's 14-7. Tarek, though, is 5-10. Finesse 5-9. So the struggles continue here for CLG, even though they've picked up 2 rounds in a row, but 9 rounds for Conquest. The best that they can hope for is 6 rounds to the 9 for CLG. But, I mean, you look at the other side, and there's no real clear-cut winner. But now they're just going to go full aggression, pushing down mid, and Tarek is going to find that opening kill. He's going to come under fire, and he gets traded out instantly. Stanislaw going to go right back into him, so it's a 1-for-1.
I think your mic kind of exploded, by the way. Like the game
Probably
reset itself or something, so... Anyway, we can see Conquest after losing 1 player. It's the same story for CLG, of course. We can see Conquest again just splitting themselves up pretty early on, but look at the angle that Cutler has. Ooh, almost misses that opportunity to kill Daps up there. Dropped to 73 HP, but still very manageable. Rounding that corner, doesn't actually realize that there is another T coming up the steps, and it's going to be Rush now that finds the trade. Able to take down Cutler, eliminates him, and again, things stay even for the time being. But the big problem for Conquest now is they've made basically 0 progress on taking map control here.
But again, it's a 3v3, but they got JDM to contend with. Nice shot from Stanislaw. 1 more to greet over there, and that's a push through the smoke. Finesse is going to net himself, too, and drops him down. Rush is going to be your last man standing. Picks up the bomb. He's going to get into the bomb site, at least get the bomb plant. So again, they're at least able to get these bomb plants. Finesse can't line it up. Still 72 HP, and a nice shot there on the Haze. It's down to a 1v1. Rush versus Finesse. Finesse with 2 frags, but that flashbang around the corner. And he drops a smoke in an odd spot, but Rush to come around the corner. Finesse does manage to finish him off. So 3 in a row for Counterlogic Gaming, but is it going to be enough?
Yep, that's going to be the big question here, is now for Conquest, might actually... they should have enough, I think, going into the next round. They're going to force it up regardless, but should be enough to really make it a full and fruitful buy, with all the utility and fixins coming up behind it. We do, I think, have the op here finally coming into play as well. There's one on the ground somewhere for Shazam, so that should be interesting to see how this plays out. And then for the side of CLG, JDM's got his, and a full investment coming up from the rest of these guys too. So a big round between both of these teams to decide if Conquest is going to hold a huge lead on this T side, or if CLG has done a good job of finally fighting back after a very rocky start, and will be able to bring things up to 6-9.
One of the things to keep in mind, though, is the last time that we saw Conquest actually play on this map, they played against Complexity, and they won their CT half, I think it was 12-3. So they have a very strong CT side. And this alt-mid look is going to find a little bit of damage onto Hazed as well. Bomb is all the way back on T-step, so map control trying to be gained. Hayes coming around the corner, gets a nice shot there onto Daps, takes him down, so the man advantage swings back to CLG. Shazam late with the AWP, working his way up through mid. Going to pick up that bomb and work towards the A bomb site. 2-2 split here from the CT side. Flashbangs around the corner, fully blinding his teammates. Hayes playing from Boiler Room. He's going to take a look, but Cutler is around the corner, scoping in. It's going to be Shazam, finds the first one. Now they got to be wary of Hayes. Going to be coming on around the corner. They're not ready for it. He's going to be able to find one, falls back. Looking for Naf, but Naf is going to be able to capitalize, takes him down. And that A-bomb site is open for business. Shazam aggressive over here on Arch side. JDM's not ready for it. He goes down, and now Finesse on the lurk in mid. He's going to find the bomb carrier, so Nafly goes down. Back and forth, and it's going to be Finesse versus Shazam. 1 versus 1. Shazam almost getting caught out, but he's got a lot of time to play with still. He can go all the way to the B-bomb site if he so desires, but he's just going to try to get this plant down in the A-bomb site, play this 1v1 intelligently. Up in hand. Finesse coming around on porch side, missing the shot. Well, he tags him, but it's going to be all down to this 1v1, and coming on around the corner, Shazam takes him down. 10-5 for Conquest. Big half on the T side.
That's rough for Finesse, man. I mean, should have been able to close that one out. You see, after the first op shot doesn't actually fully take him down, but it just doesn't catch the movement pattern that comes out from Shazam. Those new sounds still seem to be throwing him off a little bit, as he doesn't realize Shazam is just flanking around the other side of the box there. So not going to catch that. That's going to cost his team not only the round, but what would have been a much, much closer half. The difference between, of course, the 3-round advantage and the 5-round advantage is going to be very huge, especially now this puts Conquest just 6 rounds away from winning things. So a very good start here from Conquest. Now it's about to get over into the CT side, where for a lot of North American teams, this has been where a lot of the weaknesses have shown up here.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, and I'll reiterate the point once again, Conquest has got a pretty good CT side ratio on Inferno. So, again, CLG have yet to win a pistol round so far tonight. Seems like every time that I say that, they end up pulling one out, but they're 0 for 3 so far on the evening. Winter Fox picked up both pistol rounds. That's what kept them in contention on Cobblestone. CLG was able to pick that up. But again, just to beat the proverbial dead horse at this point, this match, both of these teams have qualified for Pro League. They're playing for seeding right now. This is for the number 3 seed. So pretty important to get the W here, because you're either facing off against the number 1 European team or the number 2 European team when you go to Pro League LAN. As of right now, Conquest in the driver's seat.
So for groups, it would actually mean the winner of this, I believe, has Fnatic and Navi in their groups, and the loser of this, I don't exactly know if this is correct, by the way, because I don't know exactly how ESL is doing the groups, but if it's doing it the way we believe it is, it would mean that the winner of this has Fnatic and Navi in their groups, and the loser is going to have Envy and TSM in their groups.
Yeah, either way, it sucks for both teams, because that's tough.
So we'll see, of course, how that pans out when we get to the LAN itself. We still have this match to decide, and to start it off, well, Shazam. Shazam again, pick up 2 very quick kills here, back over on Banana. Tarek does find a trade, but it also does reveal that most of this push is coming into the A site, so Rush is going to get very much so prepared for this inside of the pit.
Stanislaw just got them a boatload of information. He pushed all the way down Banana through mid, and actually finds 2 of them over there in alternate as well. So that rotation comes back over to A. They've got 1 cheating in CT spawn over towards the Arch side, and 2 playing in the A site as well. Bomb rotating all the way back around the backside of mid. Trying to find the flank on the flanker here. And Stanislaw aggressive still on Banana. He's just looking for anybody to creep around that corner. He's got the ability to fall back here if he does spot one coming up the T stairs. So he's in a pretty good spot. But again, and as he's actually up on the potted plant, he's going to take the peek. And he gets the information once again, falls back. Smart play from Stanislaw. So he's going to be able to call that rotation back over towards that B bomb site. And you can see actually coming back around is going to be Daps trying to find another frag for his squad.
And they're just taking it oh so slowly on CLG because they know they absolutely have to try to win this one out. But there's Stan with a clothesline, taking down Tarek, eliminates him. Now more, trying to work their way in, but now they've been smoked off too. This is such smart play from Conquest, just purely coming in with the frags and the utility, the way that they play this out too is great. But there's a flash on the side of CLG, and it works out great for these guys. It's Finesse. He's going to be able to come in, he finds a kill on a stand, but Daps is still here, going to try to shut down Hayes, but he too catches one with a single headshot, so this brings it into a 2-on-2. And the players from Conquest are now rotating in to try and stop the bomb from going off.
Both of them back here by the backside in construction. Both players pushing around to the front side of sight. So this is really dangerous for him right now. The armor buy with Hayes. He's looking to pop this P250 shot, and he's going to find another headshot on the rush, and it's down to Shazam 1 versus 2. He's got to get this frag fast. He's going to be able to find the first one, but he doesn't have a kit. Picks up the P250, actually. No, he actually picks up a kit here, so he's going to stick the defuse, and ooh, boy. There it is. Finesse peeks out, takes him down. Counterlogic Gaming pick up their first pistol round in 2 matches, and it comes at a very crucial point.
Absolutely, because now this is going to keep them in the game here. Conquest, they had won this one and gotten through the second round as well. 13-6, almost unrecoverable, or 13-5, I should say, almost unrecoverable for CLG at that point, as they would have been 8 rounds behind, and again, working it from T side nonetheless, which is a very, very hard side for a lot of teams to work it from here on Inferno. So considering that, thankfully they keep themselves in this game, and now assuming there's no problems with the second round, and considering the investment for Conquest there shouldn't be, then we can see things brought very quickly back up to around 8-10, which is obviously a lot easier to work with.
Yeah, but look at this trade of damage here going out. Cutler at 10, Naf at 6, and Naf, he does have the Deagle Blaze. Moses and I were talking about the magic with this hand cannon. Flashbang goes over the top at the B-bomb site. They're still looking to aggress a little bit here and try to pop some shots out, drop that bomb if they can over there by logs, but now CLG gonna fall back and play a little bit more patiently, and this is the right call from them, as the 3-man stack over in that B-bomb site are ready for Conquest.
So now again, CLG just taking things as they have been for a lot of their matches tonight, and very nice and slow on this T side here, not wanting to take any risks of running into any unnecessary frags. For the time being, that's working out for these guys. Is JDM trying to find the finishing blow over here to take down Nap, but not going to be able to catch it because he's safely sitting behind the spools. But now the rest of the team slowly creeping their way in. Daps is going to look for the headshot over here. He's not going to grab the kill with it, but he does pick up at least one. He grabs the second one here too, looking for more, but now Stan comes in the party, and out comes the wrap. Daps almost finding a third kill, but look at all the damage they've done to these players at this point. Stan interrupts his reload, and then just cleans up the final 2 players to give Conquest the second round win.
That was all on Daps. 100% man mode over there with that CZ. Spots the first player, opts not to shoot at him. He plays it patient, waits for his teammate from Spools to try to distract a little bit, and just picks him off as they push water. That's just ridiculous timing and well played from Daps. Dropping 2. Stanislaw, he's the man of the match right now. 20-8 for him. He is having a hell of a showing here on Inferno. And Conquest, that could be the coffin nail for CLG. They lose the anti-eco. They're going into this with upgraded pistols and no armor. And this is just a really tough situation for them to be in. 3 players aggressing here on Banana. Make that 4 now. Flashbang might come out, but it might be too late. Hayes pushing all the way up. He doesn't clear his angle. He's going to get spammed up, but the trade comes out. JDM is going to be able to finish him off.
We see a nade coming in. There's a little bit of damage onto these guys, but for the most part, CLG are safe behind it. Now again, this rifle pickup is really the only sort of shining light at potentially the end of the tunnel that CLG may have to work with here. If JDM could do some work with this, they may have a chance of recovering something in this round, or at the very least doing some good damage to the CTs, which could be a saving grace later on. But for the most part, as you said here, with the second strike back coming in from Conquest in the second round, this is not what CLG wants to have to work with, because now Conquest is going to be able to extend their lead even more. So we're right back to where we started, the 5-round lead for Conquest, and this is probably going to bring up to 6 and maybe even 7 here too, because it's probably going to be a double save coming out from CLG.
Rush going to open up in mid, aggressive from JDM, and now Nap around the corner is going to get in on the action as well, but he's going to get taken down from Finesse, and now the aggressive push down Banana. 1 player left in his A-bomb site to hold it down. It's Rush. He's going to be able to find 1. Spams away the rest of his bullets, but the damage is done. 29 HP for Finesse, and the big flank coming around from mid. Does get away into sight. Does get spotted backside of default. And Rush. The damage was done. Stanislaw finishes him off. Conquest going to go up 12-6, doubling up on CLG right now. And again, like I said, they're in the driver's seat. CLG with that bomb plant. Are they going to have enough for a buy here? They could go for a buy. And they
are going to go for it.
They have to at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
Conquest being so far ahead, CLG they need to get rounds on the board. But the big thing that's going to come into factor right here, the big thing that's going to come to fruition as well, is going to be their lack of utility. They don't have the smokes for an execute. They have one smoke to work with, one Molotov to work with to flush a player out, 3 flashes across 5 players, and Hayes with a decoy nade. What's that going to do?
I think CLG exhausted the amount of saves that they're allowed to use per game in the first half, so... Now they've got to just go right for it here in the second one. But it is still a very smart choice to go for it here because, as we said before, the big problem here is that Conquest is not only going to be able to regain the lead they had at the beginning of this half, but grow it even more so. So basically attempting to stop it very early on before it grows into a point which they can't even control it is going to be their best choice of action. Because they lose this one, yes, it's going to put them into an even worse position, but if they win this one, it obviously keeps them in a better spot to potentially allow for a comeback. But now we see it beginning here from CLG, working their way in. Stan holds for now, but takes a lot of damage on that one, so it's only going to be 1 kill that he finds. Daps is but he partially rotated out, so he's going to be out in the open. He catches the second kill here onto Cutler and drops the bomb on the floor, and just in time, too, because the smoke is coming from the T's, and that's going to keep him alive.
That's a big mistake from Cutler. He actually was trying to take that fight in a Molotov. Rush through the smoke's going to find JDM, but he actually lost the bomb, and it fell towards CT spawn. So in order to recover that, they would have had to push through that smoke in the long run. So Conquest able to just line him up, knock him down. 13-6 is your scoreline. Conquest up by 7 now.
So now we'll see exactly what the members of members of CLG will be able to throw at us here. They're going to have to stay for one more at the very least before they can buy up. Once again, Conquest having a very good defense on that B side. They're not going to be able to break through it. Conquest looking very, very strong. And 3 out of 5 of their players here on the CT side have actually moved over to AKs now too. So you can just tell players are keeping themselves alive from round to round, back to back to back again, as they've been able to steal away these rifles from the Ts and use their preference choice of gun here. CLG is just struggling to get themselves through with the basics in these gun rounds, considering they've had to force up to try and force an earlier gun round. Hasn't worked out for them, and now it may have just ended up costing them the game. As even this one, just not going anywhere. Nap cleaning him up. 3 kills for him, and it's just Tarek left alive.
Yeah, really tough spot. Tarek's all the way down at Terrace spawn. He gets found early. Rush going to find the damage. His teammate actually strafes out in front of him, and Rush strafes back in front of him. I want the kill! No, I want the kill! Nevertheless, 14-6, 8 rounds the difference. Conquest, full control.
Absolutely. So again here, Conquest, no problems at all so far on their CT side. CLG getting another buy round out for themselves with full AKs. No op, which is it's not surprising at all because JDM has been struggling with this op in the past couple of days here, especially on a map as well, like T-sided Inferno. Very, very hard to work any angles in general with the T-sided op on this, so it's actually a much better choice. Not just this, but they really don't have the money to go for it anyway, where it probably would have been a glass cannon buy, so it's just not worth taking the risk when you consider all those factors. And the fact that JDM has to some degree been struggling over the past couple of weeks is a very smart choice to just give him an AK instead of risking it with the op.
Those nades just destroyed Stanislaw in the beginning. He tried to go for the aggressive Palace peek. Wasn't able to find anything. Didn't net himself any damage whatsoever either. He dropped the nade out and he wanted to go for the alt mid pick, but he wasn't able to find anything. So Molotov there from Truckside is going to hold him back. They're turtled up here by slots and trying to find some kind of information right now. But 4 players struggling to take mid control from CLG. And still a lot of players to deal with over here in this A-bomb site. And they're aggressive down Banana as well. They've got Daps down behind this smoke in the bottom side of mid. He might actually just be able to push through and find the information and get a kill or 2 out of this.
But for CLG, they line themselves up, getting ready to move themselves over here, all going through the mid-choke point. Very little presence inside of apartments, and what they do have is working their way outside of it now. It's going to be Hayes coming back over through porch side, the rest of CLG now coming back over towards Rap side here. Rush peeks out, almost gets an opportunity to take down Tarek, but unfortunately misses those shots, and Finesse finds the response. Hayes picks up an additional one too, and Tarek, you can see he's watching for his rotate. He's going to try to catch Shazam. Has to look away from this flash, but he knows he's coming, and Shazam has no clue it's coming in his direction. So there's Cutler with the kill. Dap does find this flank, picks up one, but he can't find the second for some reason. Tarek is going to end up immediately finding the trade, and now we've got another point coming onto the board here from CLG. But the big question is has this happened too late? Have they finally managed to pick up more rounds on this T side here? Just, you know, when Conquest is essentially run away with it. They're still 7 rounds behind. They need 9 to win this match in a row, we should mention. Just 1 more from Conquest, and they at the very least have guaranteed overtime. And Conquest just needs 2 more to win it. So Conquest, no reason for these guys to worry as of yet. And for CLG, although they do pick up at least 1 more round, the pressure is still going to remain very much so on for the time being, and potentially in an even larger ration now, because they have to worry about running out of cash here too.
Russia's got to be careful. He's aggressive here. He's going to get taken down. Nafly is going to go down as well. This is not the start that they want to this round from the Conquest side. Finesse aggressive through Halls is going to find that, cleans him up, and that A-bomb site is open for business. Conquest going to be falling back and hanging on to these last two rifles, if at all possible, just based off of the fact that they have no money to move forward. So this is a good opportunity for Counterlogic Gaming to at least get a couple more rounds on the board. We're going to pick up their 8th now. We're going to go for maybe 9 into the next round if Conquest can't do anything magical with those 2 rifles that they're going to save.
And now the members of CLG, again, they've got the bomb down. Now they're just hunting for the frags at this point. Cutler, I believe, along with Finesse at this point, going to work their way back over into the B site and catch these 2 players inside of construction. They absolutely have to try and save these because the big problem here is going to be that they are running out of money as well. If they want to try to keep the pressure up here and end this game a little bit more earlier, then they want to save these rifles. Daps will challenge it. But not a chance for Stan. He just sits behind the sandbags there. He chooses to keep himself alive. So he'll save that rifle, but of course he has the money to go for another one. At least he did at the beginning of this one. But he's going to choose with the rest of his teammates to not go for the rest of these rifle buys. They'll all be going for a save, and he's going to have the only M4 coming into this round.
That was a bit of a mistake there from Daps throwing away that rifle. I mean, there was only 1 second left before the round expires. No reason for him to even go for that peek, but it's going to be Stanislaw to try to hold on to the B-bomb site all by his lonesome, and he's aggressive outside by Haykart. Might be able to find Cutler. Oh, never mind. Cutler hits a nice shot onto him, and that's the rifle already down and out. And the rotation is already on. 2 players going through CT spawn to try to find any of those aggressive players from the terrorist side pushing up Banana, but they're not going to get anything out of this, as the terrorist side, CLG playing this one smart now.
So, CLG working their players back over. Probably going to end up being an A-take with the current lineup of people here at this point. You've got, actually, Daps and Rush with a pretty mean dual spray angle. Rush is going to get smoked up, so we won't be able to affect this too much. And Daps has been completely full flash, too. There's a flashbang that explodes just over to his left. Tarek actually catches Rush through the smoke, but Daps will find a trade for it. Unfortunately, he's left out in the open, so Hayes immediately takes him back out of the play. And now you've just got Naf and Shazam as a Violence left up and running. Naf is going to be able to find at least some damage on a Tarek, and it has held CLG off the site for the time being. But now with CLG shifting things over to B, it leaves Shazam just all in his lonesome. He has a rifle to work with, but no armor sitting behind it, so it's going to be very rough to pick up multiple kills back to back.
Doesn't look like it's really going to matter too much as they are pushing on towards the A-bomb site. A lot of damage being done here by Nafly, and he's kept himself alive. Almost gets the kill. He dropped 3 players so low over there. 56 for Cutler, but 19 and 12 for Tarek and Hayes, respectively. Shazam is going to be able to take down Cutler. So, again, it's just going to be Shazam to try to hold on to this rifle for the next round. And, well, it shouldn't be double save territory. 1,600 for Stanislaw. They might be able to just drop this rifle over. Shazam should have enough to buy up another M4 moving forward into the next round as well.
Even if it's sort of on the edge, again, just keep in mind still the very big lead they have and just how close they are to winning things. If they want to, they can just choose to go for another save, and it shouldn't impact them too negatively. It all depends on what the IGL is thinking about this, but there shouldn't be any reason why they wouldn't be able to just go for a save once again if they really wanted to have a full buy with all the utility coming up behind it.
But again, just a huge lead. Still 5 rounds up for Conquest, and they're going to be on another full gun round. So if they can stop the bleeding here from Counterlogic Gaming and push it to tie point or match point at this point, that would be phenomenal from them. 15-9 would be the optimal scoreline for them moving forward after this round is all said and done, obviously. Haha, pointing out the obvious. But Stanislaw and a FAMAS. Full M4s across the board for the remainder of the squad, and now they're going to go try to aggress onto the banana hallway, and they're going to find the first one. Shazam gets dropped, as well as Daps. They weren't accounting for one more player to be over there. Flashbang out and around the corner. Tarek trying to spray and pray down another one, but he's going to lose his life to Stanislaw, and Stan, very, very low on HP. He's going to have to fall on back because there's another player right in his face.
And now CLG again meeting a little bit more trouble here. They have to be very careful with the way they play things out just because of how loose of an edge they're sitting on right now here. So Conquest do a good job of picking up these 2 kills right at the beginning, but unfortunately they traded back out. So they're not necessarily safe in terms of this round anyway. They take a gamble on hoping that CLG are just going to push things into the A site, but for the current point in time, this is not the case. CLG are still thinking about it themselves too. You can see Hayes and Finesse kind of shifting back and forth, looking to see if somebody from Conquest is going to overpeak from the B side. But now look, they're going to try to get aggressive, but this isn't really working out. Nav finds 1 kill, but JDM has found 2 more along with his teammate over there too. So they're going to pick up these frags. Nav trying to peek back out, but now he's down to 15 HP, so he's got to run away. And CLG should have a free B side if they wanted this point. This was a big screw up on Conquest part. A great lineup, but a very poor execution.
It was a good effort from them, good look as well, but now they're going to get aggressed on. Naf actually coming around from CT spawn. He's going to be able to spot out Hayes, but Hayes is ready to rock and roll and finds that frag. So another round on the board for CLG. Can they make the comeback happen? 14-10, and now that's 4 rounds in a row for CLG.
And again, it has to be a save from Conquest. Money, unfortunately, on the CT side, not really being very forgiving for these guys. So now they're into a bit of a rough chain at this point because they had chosen to go basically for the full buy on the previous one. They're going to be stuck on P250. Should only be 1 save with the money they have going for them currently, and the fact that after this round, they'll be on the full losing bonus. But still, it is allowing CLG to get that much closer to getting themselves back into this game, and their own money is growing by quite a large margin too. Now you've got 2 players post-buy sitting over 10k, so that's not what they want to have to work with here going into the later portion of this second half. JDM also starts it off with the first pick on the Shazam, so again, looking likely for CLG to just mop things up here in round number 10.
Daps overextending at B, gets cleaned up by Tarek, so the 2 for Row so far, and Rush is aggressive here in the apartment hallways, but Hayes is going to make short work of him as well, and finesse on to Stanislaw. Naf goes down to Tarek, and that's going to be an 11th round now for CLG. So looking on the up and up here, CLG bringing this one back within reach. 3 rounds now, the difference between these 2 squads. Conquest still on top by a very slim margin, and it's dwindling quickly.
Yeah, now it's all about, again, just when it's so sucky for the members of apologies for using such a blunt word, but it's so unfortunate. It would be more appropriate for Conquest here at this point, because they get this close to winning it, and now Conquest or CLG get this close to really swinging things back. If they do manage to make this comeback happen, it's going to be such an upset against Conquest, because they're only 2 rounds away from closing it out, and now you've got a streak of, what is this, 5 in a row now from CLG, closing the gap, getting very, very close indeed to tying things up. They only win 1 to 2 in a row after we had seen CLG striking back, and they would have been able to close this match out easily. But now, even after they pick up this 1 round that gets them up to 15 points, it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle because CLG have all the money in the world. They need to fight it.
Yeah, that's really the big thing right now. Is CLG is fine for the rest of this half. I mean, they've got Hayes maxed on money. They've got JDM maxed on money. So they're going to be able to drop rifles pretty much indefinitely throughout the remainder of this half. And now we see the execution coming onto the B-bomb site. Rotation's going to be a little bit slow. The Molotovs come out. They're doing the job. They flushed out that player, and Dap's trying to line him up. He does manage to take down Cutler, but Tarek is there for the trade, jumps into CT spawn. So Dap's going to float on away there through the fountain, and Shazam is not ready for Tarek to be in this aggressive position. Finds the second frag. They've still got 1 to contend with. That's going to be Stanislaw, who's got to be sensational from the backside here. Trying to fight with JDM, but Tarek comes around from backhauls and finds himself a 3rd kill of the round. Conquest still trying to play aggressive here. They might try to push on through this smoke. They've got 1 player still in Banana to try to fight this one off, and it's going to be JDM to find Naf, and Tarek executes the 4K. CLG bringing it back.
Bringing it back in a very, very big way. So again, Conquest, we'll see what they can take into this round. It's not going to be much here. 2 Deagles being invested onto both Stanislaw and Naf. You've got the CZ coming onto Rush as well. Same story for Daft, and then a 5-7 on Shazam. So it'll be a very light attempt to try and resist this one. They do bring up armor behind 4 to 5 of their players. Shazam doesn't go for this so that he can save it for the op at round number 13, but CLG, again, with how well they've been able to handle these rounds before, wouldn't be too surprising if they just run over this one once again and bring it up to 13-14. Very, very close now to tying things back up.
Stanislaw with the Desert Eagle, going to pop a shot there on a Cutler, finds the damage. 60 HP remains for him, but really the big thing is that push is coming around at Lurk in the apartment hallways once again from Hayes, so he's going to be looking for some action over in that direction as well, but Tarek is going to join him over in that position. And now they're going to spot Rush. Rush is going to fall on back. He's still got full ammo in that CZ75 to try to work with, so 4 players from the CT squad are over here by the A bomb site. 1 player remains over at B. That's going to be Stanislaw playing the happy angle. Re-smoke there to the B bomb site. The push is coming up towards Banana now.
And as they work their way over towards B, no commitment to it coming out just as of yet. Stan is going to be the first player to try to catch this with the smoke coming into play. Hasn't seen any action coming up from CLG, but they are lining up to move into things right now. Very, very passive for the time being, but now in come the grenades. They're going to push their way into this, and they will commit. A couple more players coming in a bit later. We're going to see Finesse comes in through Mexico, but the entry, they have no trouble with it whatsoever. Cutler, he picks up the first kill back over here, shuts down Stan. More trying to resist, but with the guns that Conquest have, they just can't do anything about this right now. They've got to fall back. And to be honest, we might even have a very early save call coming out here, because some players have invested in armor. Shazam is the one exception, and he dies very quickly with Cutler too. So for the rest of these guys, they want to try to keep that armor going into the next round, so they will be looking to save.
Yeah, that's 650. They don't have to invest into the next gun round, so that's going to allow them to pick up a smoke and an HE to work with that minimal investment coming around afterwards. So 13th round now, CLG going to put on the board. And they're within 1 round now of tying this up. And this is really starting to get scary because it was 14 to 6? 14 to 7? Yeah, 14-6. And Conquest have just struggled here on the gun rounds. They do have a good CT side, but they're not showcasing it right now.
And this is going to be one of those last few chances to really try to get back into this one. We haven't seen a single gun round victory coming out after the first, so keeping that in mind here, CLG have had an absolutely barnstorming comeback. No trouble at all with the money in terms of their own buys for the rest of this half as far as they're concerned, but Conquest not only need to win this round, but potentially the one after this one as well. They not only win the game, but keep their economy alive. If they drop a round immediately after getting themselves to 15 points, that may just mean that CLG can tie it up a ticket in overtime. CLG, they want to outright prevent that, and they want to try to win things out here just in regulation time. So we can see again, CLG pushing up, pretty dynamic movement too. A lot of players moving all over the map at this point, no real commitment to one single area of the map, but the big problem, at least for Shazam and Stanislaw, is that they've both been hit with a heavy stack of nades and are down to 13 and 29 HP within just a few seconds of the round starting.
Yeah, Shazam trying to aggress by truck. He actually burns in the Molotov down to about 50, and the nade comes over the top, chips him down to 29, and Stanislaw just ate that to the face. So, a lot of damage being done early on here from CLG, and that puts them in a pretty good position to close out this round and tie things up 14-14, which is going to reset the money once again for Conquest and give CLG the opportunity to go up to match point. So, very, very scary for Conquest now.
So, CLG work their way through mid-choke. They can control this area, but don't really find any resistance, unfortunately, from the side of Conquest. So they're not exactly sure if they should continue forward with it or not. They still have the bomb here, so it looks like they are going to continue moving into it, but not before pre-nading over here onto the B side to try and throw the rotations off. Not going to work, at least not initially here. Looks like Shazam may decide to bite on things, but actually, as they push back in through mid-choke, they do meet a little bit more trouble. Rush picks up one of these players. Hayes finds a second trade, though, so they do burst their way back in. Now, Nap, though, pressing into these guys. He's going to find 1, 2, 3 kills, switching to the Deagle, tries to get a fourth, but thankfully, Tarek just up down. Unfortunately, though, Tarek is now the last player alive in a 1 versus 3, so this is going to be rough, and Shazam just takes him out from nowhere.
That was God mode from NAF. That was exactly what Conquest needed. They had one player to defend that A bomb site after his teammate Rush died on the arch side, and NAF comes up absolutely massive for them, picking up 3 frags in 1 clip from that M4A1S, and almost picking up Tarek as well, switching over to the Desert Eagles. So that was an absolute nuts play. Conquest now on match point. Plenty of money for CLG to work with. And again, we do have that overtime possibility lingering, you know, because if the money gets reset here, Counterlogic Gaming win this round, go up to 14. The economy is not stable for Conquest whatsoever. The buy is going to be limited into the last round. So we do have the possibility for overtime still. This is a nuts match.
Conquest of the round that matters, though, and it's the one that's right here where they can just win things out outright by picking it up. So they absolutely need to win here, as you mentioned before. They drop it, their economy gets reset. They won't really have enough money to force it up once again. They're going to get what they can, but CLG is going to have such a huge advantage that it may just by default end up shifting itself into OT. So this is going to get very, very rough for Conquest, but if they can win it out right here, that's going to be the end of it. They'll close out this match, and they'll take the better seed heading into the Pro League Finals. But CLG, pretty much the same strat again this round that they used previously. Worked right through mid-choke. There's no resistance from Conquest at all as they press their way through. But as they get into the site, that's when things are going to get a little bit rough. But they actually may use this to their advantage because there's a chance they might just go through arches and go to the B site instead. Especially with the smoke they're setting up now.
Shazam's looking to prevent that. He's going to pop the flash around the corner, trying to go for the blind off shot, but he does manage to connect onto Hayes and drops him, so the man advantage going the way of Conquest. This could be it right now. They're going to try to progress onto this A bomb site again, but Nafly playing from Graveyard. He's in a great position right now. Finesse going to try to clear out the bomb site, and he's actually gotten in there for free, so he might be able to push on over, but Daps and Rush come in. JDM's finally going to be able to find Nap, but it's too little too late. JDM goes down. It's all on Finesse. He's going to be able to find 1 versus 4, now 1v3, but it's Rush, Daps, and Stanislaw already all encroaching on his position. He's still got to clear out Pit. He gets spotted. He goes down, and Conquest are going to take it 16-13. What a match between those two teams, but Conquest do manage to finally seal the deal, and they take the win.
That's a really good attempt from CLG to make a comeback on their T side here. Unfortunately, things are just not meant to be, and that 10-5 start here from the side of Conquest is just too large of a lead to work their way back from, especially after we see that second round eco upset.
Yeah, that was massive from the CLG side. What an incredible comeback attempt from them, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to make it happen. Conquest are going to get the number 3 seed, moving on to the Pro League playoffs in Los Angeles starting on December the 10th. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Bear in mind that we might still cover some of the playoff matches for the lower divisions, Premier and Main, maybe some intermediate. We might throw some open in there. Who knows? But that's going to be it for Pro League this season. But stay tuned for some more matches that we're going to be bringing you guys as the seasons progress, as the playoffs progress in the other divisions. But we'll be seeing you guys December 10th for the Pro League LAN in Los Angeles.
All right, and that's about it, guys. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here at the ESL ESEA Pro League when we start things up next season.